Peoples. So, without any ado whatsoever, let's go ahead and get this thing going. So, this is a run I've been talking about doing for a little bit now, as is the case with kind of most of them, really. But yeah, so, AI only. I will start this off by saying that there's going to be one exception to the AI rule, which is that only Denim can be controlled without AI. Simply because during one-on-one fights and things like that, the AI is simply too stupid to not just go and die. So, let's go ahead and get this thing going here. Oh, wow. Man, my controller got jacked up something fierce down here. Puppies were playing earlier. Okay, do you want to exit the title screen? I think I do. So let's go ahead and get this thing going. Now, the way that we're playing this is essentially, it's not necessarily that, you know, they're incapable of following orders. They just don't want to. So this is going to be a case of, like, what happens if just nobody wanted to follow Denim? Like, he was given commands and all that, but nobody really wanted to get behind him whatsoever. So, you know, he needs a reason. So this is going to be Mr. Ned Stank. He basically just had too much BO for anyone to actually sit for any of the briefings. We can basically give very obtuse AI commands over the course of this run, but that's kind of about it. Alright, let's see. Apparently we're starting flame scale this time. To what do you owe your victory? Well, I'm guessing we're gonna assume that they did pretty darn well, so strength of allies, which I think gives you a strength up. We'd ideally want to have as much strength as possible. Let's see, you somehow accidentally get laid. That's an interesting problem to have. I think this is the strength up option. It seems like a very, very, I guess, objectifying way for them to put it there, but whatever. Okay, poised to take the life of another. Why do you attempt this act? Probably to defend his life, because he's probably going to be hanging out in the back most of the time. In fact, we're actually going to be showing off some of the interesting things that you can do in version 0.93 of this mod, as one of the big ways to get through this. Let's see, we'll grant you a wish for any price. We'll say it. Oh man. I think we're going to say complete isolation. Because, yeah, nobody's going to follow him. They're just going to go do their own thing. Alright, for what do you wish? Success for my friends sounds appropriate. It's like, man, I hope they can actually win the fight, because I sure as crap can't. But yeah, so there were a lot of cases when I was going and testing this, in which I tried to do, like, completely AI only. Just no commands whatsoever. And, unfortunately, yeah, there were a bunch of them that were just simply unwinnable. Basically, any of the Gamp fights, the AI will, for whatever reason, decide that rear guard means it's time to charge straight through the back of Gamp's army. If you tell him to attack, he'll just attack Gamp directly. If you tell him to go Vanguard, he'll attempt to rejoin, but for some reason keep repeatedly going around the sides of the buildings. It's weird. It's really, really weird when all you want him to do is, like, just take 3 steps backward and you're safe. And for some reason, pretty much any AI, I think I went through that fight like 9 times. Like, anything I would set the AI to didn't even matter. So, you know what? You guys go do your thing. We're out of here. See you, Vice. See you, Kashra. Don't care. Enjoy that whole death and imprisonment thing. Alright. You can't trust these people. They're actually talking to us. Nobody's ever talked to him. He doesn't know how to handle it. Also, I love how the Lombardia actually updates for his palette here. So he's basically got the golden version. But we still don't trust him. Still don't trust him. Kind of like that, the grayed out hilt. It's like a gold sword with a silver hilt, basically. Man, that thing would suck, but whatever. Whatever. By Minecraft rules, it should be at least decent. Let's see. Would you have our help? No. We don't have friends. We can't make friends. Gonna go do it ourselves. Alright. So away we go. So we don't actually get access to AI commands up until about midway through Chapter 1. If you're wondering why we can still control him and why I haven't set anyone else to... Well, I guess everyone else technically is AI up until the end of the next couple fights. So that's nifty. Yeah, I should really take some rubbing alcohol to my controller here, because dang. Apparently it got a piece of very hairy tape stuck to it in the middle of their roughhousing earlier. However, that happens. So now there's just 2 very tired out puppies just hanging out here on the floor. See, what's funny is I keep calling them puppies, like one's an old man, one's, I guess, technically middle dog aged, but whatever. Whatever, it's good enough. I guess he's like a young adult dog, something like that. He'll always be a puppy. Like, He's one of the ones that I basically raised since he was a few weeks old. Did all the training and everything. Yeah, okay, sorry for the occasional fast forwarding here, trying to fix the button so that it's not horribly sticky. Even though it probably serves as a good reminder to not use fast forward during this run. Actually, no, we'll probably need fast forward at some points where they're probably just stuck like, oh man, let's dance around this bush for 8 years. As the leader over there is just flashing away with 1 health and everybody else is currently bleeding out. It's gonna happen. Like, expect to see some really weird tragedies over the course of this run. Oh crap! Oh crap, I forgot to turn that cheat off. Turn cheats off, please. Okay, well, I don't think they can get any rank ups. Ah, whatever. Let's restart this thing. Alright. What we gotta do... Actually, probably what we can do is just do a hard save right here. Just ignore that they suddenly got some extra augments. It's fine. Yes, yes, yes. Can I have my turn, please? Yeah, I think if we hit interrupt here and save to the menu and then restart the game, we should be alright. So let's go ahead and quick save it real quick. We lose all these characters right out of the intro, so doesn't really matter. So let's exit out of the emulator entirely. And relaunch that sucker right now. Sorry about that. That should not have happened. Is this the one I need? Fried Chicken 93. That is the one. Okay, let's do this. And yeah, I got called out for not wearing a tie last time, so fine, I put on a dang tie. Jeez. Spent like 20 minutes trying to remember how to tie it, but whatever. It's fine. It's probably why it looks more like a square than the actual triangle it should be. Oh well. Oh well. And now, since we can only give these... Ooh, wow, that's loud. Let's go ahead and adjust that real quick. Okay, good. Nobody's quick ranking anymore. So we're up. Uh-oh. Alright, well, it might just be until the end of this fight. That's fine. It's not the end of the world. Like, interestingly enough, I don't think Vice even has his bow skill yet, so that's fine. And yeah, Vice with his fist and bow, new in version 0.93. It's weird because I've been testing so many runs on this, it feels weird to even point this stuff out. But it's actually new. It's actually all new. It's all new and fancy and snazzy and everything. It's nice. It's very nice. Alright, so I guess only the characters that already had quick rank ups are getting quick rank ups, so it doesn't matter. This version of Canopus will be replaced, I believe. Is he getting a skill ranks? Yeah, he's getting normal ones now. So that's fine. That's fine. Oh, you know what it is? Okay, it is actually deactivated. The reason that he's got quick skill ranks is basically when he attacked, it maxed out his XP for all of them. So every time that he uses it, he's going to get another one. Hi there, Mr. Vale. Let's see, Vice always seems to seem too evil not to be a crossbow user. Maybe Alligator FFT influence on that one. Well, maybe, but crossbows are pretty cool, though. Gotta think about why are crossbows always evil. Like, now that I think about it, like, the first thing that comes to mind is we just watched, we were just watching Game of Thrones the other day and got to the Red Wedding. Like, all of the crossbows. It's like, I just love the whole image where they must have just had a barrel full of crossbows right behind them. They're just like some poor bastard just there, like, loading up crossbows half the day. It's like, no, we need to shoot this guy like 80 times. We need to go full medieval RoboCop on this bastard. It's like, how dare he? Which, to be fair, really, really stupid decision there. So your writing goal is have a good protagonist whose weapon of choice is a crossbow? Well, I mean, that already exists. That already exists. His name's William Tell. I mean, as much as the guy is weirdly portrayed as being an archer, well, people will hear archer, they think bow. His weapon of choice was the crossbow. But, anywho. Alright, so we're gonna go around trying to finish dudes off. We just need to get Paul out of here, man. Let's see, the guy who uses children as target practice? Yeah, that guy! I remember writing a report on him a while ago. I was like, yeah, no, his weapon of choice was totally a crossbow. And then he was, let's see, he was a mercenary for a while, and then he was, Like, he tried to be a folk hero for a while, and then I think he got betrayed or something. Then he got captured, and then that's where that whole scene... Well, it wasn't specifically that he had to use his children as target practice. If I recall correctly, it was something along the lines of he gets captured, and they're like, okay, if you can shoot this apple off your kid's head, you live. If you miss the shot or hit your kid, you die. And your kids die, and everybody dies, so... It was something like that. I think, like, the town he's staying in is captured, or he's traveling and captured. Something like that happens. Either way, at some point, stuff doesn't go too hot for him. Ooh, crap. No, this is... No, we gotta restart this. Crap. Alright, sorry. We gotta start fresh here. Because unfortunately, yeah, all those, I forgot to turn off those cheats there. I was working on some guide stuff, and, unfortunately, that'll happen sometimes. It'll happen. So I remember Sarah researching how freezing temperatures affect crossbow range and aiming. Maybe she's writing that. Maybe. Yeah, they don't do so good. I think. Hang on. I think with freezing, in freezing temperatures they've got like slightly more range or something, but they're more likely to just malfunction and break. All right. So let's start a new one then. Sorry about that. I think this is like the third run that's happened. Oh well. Start from scratch. It's fine. Let's remake Mr. Ned Stank. Okay, so pretending that that never happened. So welcome to the AI run, where we're basically just using AI for everybody that isn't Denim. Just because apparently he's got too much BO for anyone to sit in on the briefings, so nobody knows what the hell they're supposed to do except for vague commands. And just due to the fact that they can only follow vague commands, we're probably going to be going with the Order of Doggo Force, because it turns out that's not actually a thing that I can make into a run. I was actually talking with Mr. Bailey earlier about wanting to do a dog-only run of the entire series, but it seems like this game does not have werehounds, or hellhounds rather, in any of its stuff. Alright, you stand at the end of a hard-fought battle, why have your forces lost? It's more than likely because of this. Because it sure as hell won't be anything else. Let's see, better range, the temperature goes down until you hit freezing, then aiming is affected. Gotcha. Yeah, I'm assuming it probably has some stuff on the railings or something. So you hold proof false. Yeah, I mean, this guy is false in pretty much every run, so that's fine. Except for neutral. Stuff works out for him on neutral. What would you learn? How about... I mean, Ned Stank here just wants to make friends. He wants to know why nobody likes him. Right, truth is an exacting ally. How would you bring two clans together? By force. Just, like, take two giant hands, just, like, now kiss. There we go. At least that's what this guy would do. So yeah, I love these little questions in terms of, like, a whole setting up the run for roleplay reasons thing. I mean, there's actual stats and crap like that associated with each of them. And you can make runs a lot easier by picking the right ones, but realistically, it's just more fun to roleplay it. What course do you take? Leave. It's only him against the entire army. Just give up. Give up something fierce. Give up, everybody give up. Alright, now we're gonna leave this before Square Enix gets all copyright angry at me because we played the intro music. Like, it's funny because okay, so some of the previous themes got taken down, like, for copyright reasons and all that kind of thing. But specifically, like, for, what was it? I think it was Reminiscence and Harvest Dance or something like that that they were having issues with. Then they never did any of that for when I put those back up. But yeah, the intro music still causes them to just immediately claim the video as theirs. Which is bullcrap. That system is just kind of dumb. Like, I don't care because it's not monetizable anyway, but it just feels... It's like a real crappy feeling where just, like, out of nowhere, this massive corporation that has more money than you can ever dream of, and they're like, no, there's potential you might make 8 cents off this in the future. Quick, we're gonna just take that. It's ours now. Like, why? Why would you do that? Oh well. Anywho. So yeah, this is how we're gonna be doing the entire run, by the way. Just, like, trust no one. Just, like, trust absolutely no one, get along with absolutely no one. Ned Stank is a horrible individual, and nobody wants to follow him. Just bad decisions the entire time. That's why they're going to be completely on their own. And in fact, his name will make even more sense in just a few fights here. So there we go. Let's actually do the intro proper without... Yeah, you know, let's fast forward. Yes, yes, yes. This is known as the start and X window, where you basically just mash start and X to get through the billion lines of dialogue that they have here. I actually was asking Rakes if there was a possibility to remove this dialogue in some versions, which apparently, if there actually is a hard version down the road, it's a possibility. But yeah, that's way down the road though, so don't expect that to be gone anytime soon. We'll see. Oh, of course I go for a drink of my coffee as soon as I'm unable to take a drink of my coffee. Rude. That's some dang good coffee. Yeah, I just grabbed the first thing that was in our cabinet there, and it was some of my wife's fancy stuff. It's got some fancy blueberry tasting stuff. However you make coffee, tastes like blueberries. There's Orwin. I guess he's like the medieval Owen Wilson or something. Yes, yes, yes. You've got Rampart Aura. Good for you. Kind of wish that I could give him infinite Rampart Aura, just because nobody wants to be near him. Anywho, so the plan, like I said, is to make use of a lot of the changes that happened in 0.93. Namely, the first port fight and the Nibith fight. So yes, we're going full zombie army on this. I figure the AI is so dumb they're going to die regardless, so what we're going to do is we're going to train up halfway competent units. Anytime they go down, they're going to be revived as zombies. He is going to sit in the back with a railbow the entire time and just, like, take pot shots wherever he can. Going to try to use rebuild and stuff like that to get them back on their feet as much as possible. And anyone that gets exercised, whatever, they died a long time ago. See, blueberry coffee feels like the state drink of Maine. We used to have cinnamon dark chocolate coffee when I was a kid. Oh man, that stuff is good though. It's like, hell, add cinnamon to almost any type of coffee and it'll be amazing. I think the, let's see. I think the best coffee I've ever had was this thing called the Mjolnir in this little town called Array in Colorado, where they basically just had a drink that would completely destroy your insides. It was like a mega espresso with like cinnamon, the creamiest cream you've ever had. Like, I think it was like honey, a bunch of different types of berries, a bunch of different types of like protein powders and like crushed almonds and all kinds of ridiculousness. Like, to the point where this thing was like the weirdest parts of a protein shake, a Red Bull, an espresso, like somehow a mocha on top of it, just like this weird multi-layer ridiculousness. And I was looking at the thing on the menu, I'm like, that looks interesting, what is that? And they're like, it's really good, but just make sure you have a bathroom nearby. And yeah, that it was that bad. It was that bad. Like, you're not leaving the bathroom the whole rest of the day, but dang, that is some real good coffee. That does sound very Colorado. Yeah. Yeah, I don't remember the name of the coffee shop. I just remember there was the Mjolnir. So, like, this thing will be a complete hammer on your insides. Like, I have to try this. I have to. There's no way I'm leaving here without trying that thing. And sure enough, that's what happened. Man. So yeah, AI run, right? So what do you guys think? Think we can actually make it to the end with this thing? Like, think the zombie army can actually make it? Because I think this is probably going to be the first long-term bug testing the zombies are actually getting. Because I don't know of many people that actually use them. Like, even with them being better in the mod. Actually, come to think of it, I wonder if that's the one reason that they actually made Exorcism so expensive in the base game, is to try to make people go and use zombies. Because in this one, more often than not, if you see a priest, they're going to have Exorcism, and they're going to have the points to exorcise them. So, you know, we'll see. It's like, on the one hand, having the ability to revive is stronger than ever, but on the other, well, they've also got way more weaknesses than ever, too. But we'll see how it goes. Like, I'm thinking, that's what I was saying, like, I think the best way to do this, since if they go down, they're basically out for the fight anyway. So if they go down, they're basically getting back up unless they're exercised, so I might as well go full zombie army with it. I wanted to train them to at least some competence, basically having at least their weapon skill, at least a parry, and then, well, we'll see whatever else we want on there, just like whatever class-specific skills happen. I'm going to go mostly Terror Knights and Warriors, because they're going to be the most likely to actually survive. Like, especially, like, I'm thinking, like, 4 Terror Knights, 3 Warriors, maybe a couple Archers in there. Probably going more for raw physical damage over anything else, since casters will more likely not survive very long. The Archers, if I give them Siege Bows, they'll do a pretty good job of staying out of range, or if giving them Crossbows. The AI is actually really good with Crossbows for some reason. See, I don't think I've ever tried using zombies in any TRPG, unless you count Liches, which are awesome, and Vampires for hilarity. Yeah, I mean, I've used them every now and then, because I would just like to think that they're completely brain dead and hilarious. Like, they probably have the best jokes in the world, but then they're just sitting there cackling to themselves because they can't figure out how to talk. Like, man, if I had vocal cords, I sure could tell you these amazing jokes. But no. No luck on that one, apparently. Actually, no. Best skeleton I've ever seen in anything is if you've ever played Twisted Metal 4. They have the best thing. It's literally just this pirate on a motorcycle with a parrot that talks for him. And then right at... it's messed up because every character has an ending that completely screws them. And so for him, like, he's just there. He wants to go fight the guy that's heading the Twisted Metal tournament. So, like, they both pull out swords and they have this big dramatic thing. Somebody just ran into the door. Okay, then. And so they have this big dramatic thing, and then, like, they slash at each other, and I think he hits the clown that's running the whole thing. But then he looks over at his shoulder, and his parrot falls over. So basically he lost the ability to ever speak again because he lost his trained parrot. Let's see. You can already see your future all-undead run of the Ogre games ending with one cleric and March of the Black. It's possible. I mean, all-undead for March of the Black Queen sounds pretty easy, actually. Like, aside from, like, okay, so yeah, there's that one cleric, but then you just go and you save all your justice cards, all your lover cards and things like that. Oh, no, actually, no, not lover cards. Dude, could you... Oh, man, that'd be the worst, actually. Like, you pick a lover's card, and there's a priest on the other side, like, oh, man, quick, let me help you! And then they just, like, kill off your entire zombie army. Oh, man. Okay, so, not a lover's card, that's for sure. But yeah, like Justice and Devils and all that kind of business. Just all of your attack cards. You just save them for that one cleric, because, you know, a couple of them will take out any cleric in the game. And, yeah, you basically don't have any problems from there on forward. You basically have infinitely replaceable zombies in OB64 for the most part. Just let somebody die. I mean, for this one, we're basically doing an undead run now. See, forgot about your pricey Joker cannon. You could run the crowdfund my zombie army. Oh, dude, that'd be amazing. Like, if this ever gets to the point where there's enough people to do that kind of thing. It's like we can, oh, no, we do like a Twitch plays Ogre battle, but the only way to get the tarot cards is to, or to only go buy a Joker card is somebody has to go and, like, do bits or something like that. It's like 10 cents per tarot card. Because likely that's all we'd be able to convince people to do. Oh man, that'd be something. Or it's like $1 per justice. Just have a title, $1 for infinite justice, something like that. That'd be fun. That'd be fun. All right, so this is gonna be the Order of Doggo Force because we can only give them basic commands and hope that they actually try to follow them. All right, and I just adore that name. Ever since I saw that video, it's just like that's the greatest name for an army ever. This is Doggo Force. Alright. So, interestingly, until we get to that fight north of Mount Marca, we basically have absolute control over everybody. So, what we're going to do is we're going to... first of all, we need to go get Sarah. So we're going to go do the port fight. We're going to get Living Corpses a drop from that fight. That's a guaranteed drop. Then we're going to get... Sarah, who is then going to be a rogue. We need to do a couple random fights with her. To get her leveled up a little bit. And then from there, we'll be able to... let's just go buy some equipment here. I'm not going to bother updating their basic stuff here for them. Actually, yeah, I will. I want to get some warrior units, actually. So start off with our prerequisite 10 rings. Let's go get a few of these here. I'll get one of these. Alright. So Monk's gonna stay as she is. Gonna give her the Defender ring. Alarette, congratulations, you are now an Amazon. You've now got free overnight shipping. Nifty! Okay. So go ahead and give you your ring here. Interestingly enough, if you tell them to maximize anything, they will never do so properly. Alright, you are going to be our second monk. Yeah, let me go buy her equipment. There's not really anything we're going to be able to do for now with that anyway. Alright, I think that's everything we need. Okay, what else? There we go. Alright. Okay, you're fine as you are. Actually, no. I need you with crossbows. Because, yeah, crossbows are just going to be his thing for the most part. Free overnight shipping feels like a pay-what-you-want 24-hour delivery fanfiction service. There's all kind of things. You know what? Okay, as far as weird, just like you can make a story out of anything things. I assume you've definitely heard of Night Vale, right? Like the weird, utter weirdness that is Night Vale. It's like for anyone that hasn't, basically it's just basically a thing pretending to be a like a news service for a tiny little like kind of desert town where just a bunch of weird crap happens and everyone's completely okay with it. It's like heard Night Vale, haven't listened but I know what it is. It's like it's the only probably the only little show I can think of where they have an entire segment dedicated to just like, oh, we have a cat hovering in the bathroom. We don't need to pay attention to the cat. It's not important. It's just like it's just this weirdly deadpan, just utter weird. It's just weirdness. That's what it is. It's utter weirdness, and it's amazing. And it's like if you need something to brighten up a crappy week, it's one of those things that should be on the list. All right, Bison Cashaway, you get to the back. I'd prefer to have you just sitting in the back if you could. All right, so we're gonna need these 4 here because I want to get warriors leveled up as much as possible, and then 2 clerics. Just to kind of keep them all going, because I need at least 2 trained up. Alright, and then I forgot to equip some of their rings, so we'll be moving forward. Hi there. What do you have? Oh, okay, that's fine. That's fine. I was worried that the doggo was eating something he shouldn't again. That happens more often than you think. Because they're doggos, they love eating. Alright. Alright, I'm good to go. So they're just going to do the old run up and smack everything thing. This one should be pretty quick, next one should be pretty quick. Yeah, I'm really loving how Moldova's changed. Is that Moldova? That's not Moldova. I don't know. I don't know why I'm having a real hard time remembering names lately. But there we go. Charge forward with all the clerics. If you're wondering why I didn't teach her those abilities, well, I just noticed it's because her name is Sense, and we didn't make sense. Okay, terrible jokes aside, it's largely because she can't get her skill yet, so there's really no point in teaching her. Vice, do not interrupt my reaching for my coffee to go get a drink, thank you. You rude, rude person. So you're trying to figure out, the article from another site is, PS or not? She claims an author tried to use, hang on, what? Anti-ultimate to mean super ultra ultimate, but I'm 98% sure she's making that up. But then there's that last 2%. That is a really awkward, really awkward word there, right there. Let's see, anti-ultimate second to last, so anti-ultimate means... Wait, third from last? Just call it tertiary then. What's the problem? Or wait, no, that's just third, not third from last. Crap. Ignore stupid things I said. It's fine. If you ignore the stupid things I say, then they don't sound stupid. Alright, I have no idea who's melee and who's range, so whatever, we're just gonna go in with everybody here. Gonna go in with everybody. I just want them to run forward and stab this wizard real good. We're probably just gonna take this front one out. The worst part is if you ever need a fancy word for third from last, you're going to be tempted to use Ant's Ultimate. Resist that temptation, just say third to last. Yeah, I don't think I'd ever remember that word. Seems needlessly complicated. Also, I love how we're about to have a little dialogue option, like, oh no, the priests can't survive the front line, as we're charging them forward as the front line. We have the front line of priests, because they survive real good, because they're all tanky and stuff now. Well, I guess not necessarily super tanky, but still, they're tanky enough to be considered tanky, if that makes sense. There we go, punched for 50, that seems pretty redonkulous this early on, but I guess they kind of assume that you won't have an attack ring on him. Yeah, this game was clearly never balanced with the starting rings in mind. It's especially noticeable in base game. Where do we want you? Let's have you sniping over here, I think. Pew. Also, I find it funny that now this is the, Okay, one of the little subtle changes I never noticed in previous patches is the change from the bow gun being the actual bow gun and the crossbow being an actual crossbow. So, playing through vanilla recently, I noticed again that, yeah, the basic, like, little pistol crossbow, or little pistol bow gun is called a crossbow, while the crossbow is, like, the big old, like, arbalest looking thing. But, either way. Just a random little detail. Random details. This guy's getting torn the hell apart by rookies. But yeah, so my ultimate goal with this team, like I said, is essentially 4 Terror Knights. Basically, they just hit real good. They've got real decent armor. And they, not to mention their fear effects tend to be really good. Plus, Fearful Impact gives you a 100% hit chance, which the AI absolutely loves to use consistently, so that's probably one of the better consistent damage outputs. I was going to go Berserkers, but the AI is not terribly good at using them, despite the fact that they've got a lot of good stuff going for them. They tend to set it up completely wrong. As far as Knights, I plan to use 2 Knights on the team, possibly 3. I mean, I guess we'll see kind of how that goes down the line. And then I'm also thinking to add the Warriors on there, 3 of them specifically with pikes, just so that they always end up going for those hard-to-reach things, because there's pretty much always going to be hard-to-reach targets for them. So they're usually going to end up being pretty good at finding what they need to find. Not to mention, it'll usually put them in a perfect position to go use Vigorous Attack to go buff everybody up, which is very, very, very handy. See, as an archer, my favorite battle is when the Genoan crossbowmen were... isn't that supposed to be Genobian? Crossmen were beaten by archers because it suddenly rained and the archers had their bowstrings under their hats. Yep. But weren't they the Genovese? Not the... Is it still Genoese? No. No, I looked that one up specifically. The Genovese and Genoese are apparently supposed to be different things. Although, now that you put it that way, now I'm kind of questioning it. But, still. I only know that particular bit of information because there's actually an Armored Core character named after them. Which, like, of all things. Let's see, been up for too many hours, so don't trust my spelling? Okay. See, this is after editing for 12 hours. Jeez. Been having a rough time over there, man. You at least getting some sleep? Some sleep, some rest, something like that. Alright, Canopus, that is a sweet build you got there. Let's go ahead and switch you out a little bit. Alright, so skill-wise, let's go ahead and learn some fists for you, please. Because the Flying Fist Man tends to be my personal preference as far as all this goes, just because he gets that little bit of extra evasion. Plus it weighs a little bit less. Typically it'll get him where he needs to go faster. For you, I'd like you to be hammering it up, I guess. Okay, let's go hammers. we go. Not that we necessarily needed to save those extra couple bucks, but this'll do just fine. Flying Fistman feels like the Chinese action figure for Super. Oh man, could you imagine though? And of course, it would have to have the sad onion, because apparently everything there has to have like a little weird sad onion icon on it. Alright, we're gonna leave that shank on you, I think. Everybody else's equipment is mostly just fine for now. I'm gonna give a little bit of a quick save, just in case. Right, so next we do Chrysero. Same strategy as before, we just run forward, hit Lady Style in the face, go get Living Corpse, and yeah, then we just work on getting Sarah some thieving skills. Flying Fistman comes with Fist for punch. Glasses not included. No, it probably would... Oh, it is Moldova. Why am I thinking Moldova's later? No. Like, instead of glasses not included, it's like glass not include. And it's just like a picture of an actual, like, drinking glass instead of anything else. Right. But yeah, so Knopa's going for his defensive build. Hopefully he can maybe evade some of the Word of Pains coming his way. Everyone's just going to charge. If Donalto dies... You know what? No, we got to make sure Donalto dies first, because we got to get Good Luck Felicia. Good luck, Okay, Donalto, they can't heal, so why don't you go ahead and do as you do. Go whack some stuff with a stick. Right, after this fight, I'm going to have to go take a little quick break to go make sure everybody's eating their breakfast real good. By the looks of things, they're not really even up yet, but, you know, we'll see. We'll keep an eye on that. Gotta keep an eye on that real good. Yeah, my son had a bit of a surgery yesterday. Just trying to keep an eye out on his eating schedule right now. Because it turns out, you can wind up with your, like, lip attached to the rest of your mouth way too much. And it turns out the way that they take care of that is they literally just, like, take a laser cutter and just keep slashing away at it until it all peels back, all boiling and everything. Yeah, it's kind of grody looking. Kind of grody looking. Alright, can we give you a good heal? Yes, we can. Alright. Let's go ahead and heal you up then. Big heals. Big heals for Make Dead. I think she can Spirit Surge him, which should down him, which should allow Donnie to hopefully exercise him and run forward and do something else. Ideally, I want him to get at least a couple hits off before he inevitably dies here. Donnie's actually pretty good at surviving. He is one sturdy old man, but thing is, we want to have other characters on the team, so you know, as you do. I'm sure there must be at least somebody out there that's frustrated at the fact that Donalto dies in almost every run I do. It's like, it's not that I don't like his character, it's just Felicia's always lucky. There's no stat difference, there's no stat improvements, there's no any of that. It's just, she's always really lucky for some reason. So there's that. She's basically a mascot at this point. I'm gonna have to... Hang on, let me see if there's something running in the background. It seems weird that I'm getting lag even on this map. Like, I know it's the rain effect, but still. Still. Actually, speaking of vaguely medieval-related stuff, so on Monday we were discussing what went on with that last Game of Thrones thing. And I love how pretty much the entire week now has just been filled with my my suggestions thing getting all filled up with like, oh man, here's all these different analyses over a billion things that went wrong with this fight. Man, those idiots, they didn't tactics good at all. I'm like, aw, thanks YouTube, you listened. I can never let Donalto die, so so she's the one character I'll never have in my main file. Well, I mean, you can always go back for her. How dare you? Yeah, I'm figuring if I can get Canopus up there and get a slash off, it'll be fine. Thing is, I really don't expect most of these characters to make it out. Right now, like, I'm expecting to probably replace characters at least once a chapter, if not more. Like, expecting full party wipes for this one. Even more so than the no-skill run. Stab, stab. Oh, wow. That just went wrong in every possible way. That's fine, that's fine. You know what? I'll tell you what. We'll give you a chance, Donnie. If you survive, then you will not be dead. How's that sound? Sounds like a deal? Okay, good talk. Good talk. Sounds like some kind of Hugo advice right there. If you survive, then you won't be dead. Two Labradors just making out over there. Let's see, wait. New Godzilla at the end of the month. Have you considered going an all-large unit run? Giant monsters all-out attack? Oh, you know what? Actually, that might be a perfect time for the other run I was talking about doing. So the Cerebro mod, basically, apparently other people have attempted monster runs but have never finished them. So there was a whole talk about doing a monster run type of thing. So that might be perfect for that, actually. I've considered doing a all monster run of this thing. Actually, technically, I started it with that Griffin run, but I don't know, just never really finished them all the way to the end. I think I might at some point. Dang, Moldova! Stop dodging all my arrows. I know you've got a robe that doesn't give you the right to do Matrix crap over here. TFFT is the only Matuna game with three-headed winged wyvern like Ghidorah too. Alright. Well then, I guess we got a winner then, don't we? But yeah, what I was planning to do is, after this run, I was considering to put out like a little video, just kind of showing whatever we learned as far as making AI teams and that kind of thing. And then just kind of setting up a monthly tournament of sorts, wherein we have just a, I don't know, some random number. Like, let's say 10 people per month or something submit teams, and then we just do, like, a battle royale. Just, like, have all the teams in some random order fighting each other. I think it could be fun. So, something like that. Something like that, some suchery. There we go, Donnie. Gotta whack her with a stick. Yeah, he actually might survive this. Also, then I guess we could, oh man, this could be like Donalto's nightmare if he makes it through this, actually. It's like, oh man, I got saved from the zombie army. We'll show all those people making zombie armies. You know, we go fight Nibith. It's like, oh man, all you terrible people with zombies. Like, Denim's just there in the background, just like, but what about zombies now? That was really effective. And he's just there like, oh, I agreed to follow this guy. He's just sadly trudging along, just like picking up limbs as people are dropping them. Trying to reattach them with duct tape. Man, why did I agree to this crap? You know, it might even be worth going cudgel TKs now that I think about it. Because if they've got extra debuff accuracy, that could be really handy for, like, mass stun type stuff. Because one of the reasons I believe the TKs were actually nerfed so hard in the base game is because of the fact that they could... Well, their actual odds of hitting stun were really sucky, but the fact that they had a big old AoE to do it with meant that they would eventually hit something. Which is like the same old thing of like throwing enough crap at the fan and or enough crap at the wall and something will stick. Yeah, if you throw enough crap at the fan, I'm pretty sure there'll be plenty that sticks all over the place. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. So, so yeah, they would eventually stun a ton of stuff. Like, stun was a really regular annoyance in the base version. So yeah, might be something to revive. Methinks. Yeah, I think Donnie might make it. Donnie might just do it. Alright, come on, Ned. Snipe this chick. Snipe. Nice. Alright, there we go. So now we get our living corpse. There it is, one of the big changes of 0.93. Being able to make zombies just like you could in SNES. Well, I guess in SNES you couldn't make the zombies this early, but you sure as crap could hire them. So by the time you got to Nibith, you could make an entire zombie army if you so wished. Instead in this one, we go about it a little bit of a different way, but that's fine. It's perfectly fine. Alright. So, Now that we've got Sarah, let's go ahead and give them a few levels, I think. Not to mention we've got Voltaire, who we will probably just keep as a knight for now. Not going to use him for the time being, but it's fine. Interestingly, he came in with axes. That's new. I guess he can come in with either now. Alright. That's cool. So all we need to do is, yeah, we send in 5 units to go deal with a random fight. We just leave Sarah back in the background. We need 3 battles, I think it is, to be able to, I don't know why I'm saving. There's no point in saving yet. There we go, do that kind of save. No, I don't want to exit at all. Alright. So, let's get... yeah, Canopus. Do I want to leave you with that skill? Excuse me, what are you guys eating? Oh, that's fine. You're okay, you're okay. As long as it's not that dang tennis ball again. Okay, I know. Big suck-ups. Go over there, go back. Okay. So, 140 for a Huapongo. It's gonna be a little bit for that. Yeah, let's see how much steel is. I'm kind of tempted to ask if he'd be willing to reduce steel to like maybe 100 or something, because you're just shy of being able to do it from 2 fights, which is pretty annoying. But either way. So let's go ahead and replace Canopus for now. This way we're getting the maximum amount of experience going to Sarah. Alright. Because yeah, she is the only one that can pull this off. The only one. No other character could do this. I probably should have updated their equipment, shouldn't I? Also, I probably should have given my healers the ability to heal. Well, you know, sometimes you think, sometimes you don't. Let's go ahead and zoom out a little bit, because that was requested last time. Alright, can we do anything against these lizards? Yes, we're alright. Keep seeing these lizards, and I'm thinking, like, vanilla scary lizards. You still see occasional scary lizards in this, you just don't see them as often. So, if you don't remember and or didn't play vanilla, basically, at this point in the game, like, these guys will hit really hard. But, at this point in the game, in vanilla, what would happen is that they would come in, well, they would come in with much higher vitality than anyone else. So, in both the SNES version and in the vanilla version of this game, you just basically couldn't do damage to them. So now they've got higher health and higher attack instead. So instead of just getting completely overpowered and doing only 1 damage, you're at least getting some stuff done. Oh man, please tell me they didn't all come in with heavy weapons. Okay. Mistakes might have been made. Right, you want to provide a little bit of help here? At least it's something. Alright, you're the one that can't heal. So we go ahead and whack this one. I'm allowing retreat for the purposes of this run. Just for the sake of convenience, because there are going to be some issues for sure. Alright, heal that one, please. We should be alright, actually. Should be alright. Alright, we need 1 lizard down, and then we need to skip out entirely to go to the back there. In fact, can you just shank this one? Okay, I was hoping they'd get a bind off, so I'm going to dedicate 1 unit to going back there and harassing those 2. In fact, you know what? I can actually dedicate 2. So, those are down. Now we can move everybody up to harassing the healers. Probably have 1 on guard, maybe. Like, let's see, this guy's got a little bit of extra range, so let's keep him back here if we could. Just push him back a little bit. Whoa, okay, guys. There's plenty of space. Go over there. As one of them just, like, smashes his face into a lamp. It's so fun! It's a lamp! Alright, I need to remember to get trajectory on Mr. Stank. Let's see, sorry, went to Slack to send you a list of every every kaiju who has an FFT monster that looks like them. Oh man, how many? How many are there? I gotta see this. Gotta see this. Oh wow, that's a good number. Let's see, we got the Ghidorah as the Hydra, Godzilla as the Green Dragon, Destroy as the Red Dragon, King Caesar as a panther, Mothra as a seagull, Fire Rodan as a red or black chocobo. Bear in mind, there are white chocobos now, so we can rename Boko at any point to have him do some stuff too. Not to mention, there's actually some other variants on other creatures in there as well. Let's see, Hedora as the faceless squid thing, Biolante as the Marlboro. Alright. Anguirus as a behemoth, Baragon as a behemoth, Mechagodzilla as Worker 8. The best part is that we can rename them all too. So we can rename them to make that work. Beautiful. Beautiful! Okay, yeah, never mind. That's definitely locked in. So after this, we're definitely doing that. What days that come out? You said at the end of the month somewhere? Okay, I gotta keep that in mind. Man, that's perfect timing. I'm so glad that happened. Alright, let's see. Minya, son of Godzilla, the little pig monsters, who can bequeath bacon. Man, bequeath bacon's just the best. It's like, I don't know if I mentioned it before, but I've gotten confused looks occasionally as, like, the kid wakes up at 3 a.m. and I run up to my wife and yell bequeath boobies, but either way, that's, nobody's gonna get that joke. Okay. So, Shin Godzilla as Biblos, Varen the Unbelievable as a Minotaur, Orga as a Goblin. I think we can do this. And Jet Jaguar needs to be Ramza. You got it. You absolutely got it. This is happening. Godzilla is May 31st if Wikipedia is right. Nice. So are they just doing like another reboot? Or are they doing another like Japanese one? Or what's the deal there? Because I know absolutely nothing about it right now. I mean, I'm kind of out of touch of almost anything that isn't directly headline related. Alright, what do we do here? You know, I think one way we could probably do this is part of the legendary Monsterverse. Okie dokie. Okie dokie then. Yeah, I definitely need to get trajectory on him here, because this endless rain, man. This endless rain is just ridiculous. Just have the one healer sitting in the back here taking all their hits. So Legendary Godzilla 2014, King Kong, and now Godzilla King of the Monsters, and next year Godzilla vs. King Kong. Wait, actually, that's actually a thing that's happening? It's not a joke? I want to see that. Wait. They own the rights to King Kong? I thought that was like its own thing. I have no idea. The hell do I know? Shank. Alright. If y'all could stop healing, that'd be great. Not a joke? Well dang. How about that then? Guess we're getting King Kong vs. Godzilla. Actually, wait a minute. Wasn't there one before? Like, wasn't there one in the 70s or 80s or something? Feels like Godzilla's been around since the beginning of time. Oh, yeah, okay. Double 60% they all hit. I see how it is. Meanwhile, I can't hit a 70 to save my life for some reason. Alright, let's go heal you. I promise all these fights will not be this slow, by the way. We'll be getting faster. Especially once we, actually no. I can't necessarily guarantee that, because the AI does some really dumb crap. But for now, all we need is that Necro Mark. As long as we can get the Necro Mark, we should be in for some fun stuff. Let's see. In the late 50s, early 60s, we did get King Kong vs. Godzilla. This one in 2020 will be Godzilla vs. King Kong. Oh man, he is the king of splitting hairs. I know for one thing, it'll probably be more sensible than whatever happens with the election. Man, let it be done already. Let's get somebody else in there, for crap's sake. Like, I love how, okay, so I know, politics, right? But I love how the overwhelming reaction from almost everybody I've known that was neutral before, like, that pretty much all the folks that, you know, come last election, they're like, man, I really don't like anybody here, so screw it, just pick whoever, and then that's how we ended up getting you know, that in charge. But anywho, so I love how basically everyone with that opinion, like as soon as they heard that the Biden was running, they're like, okay, that's fine. That's finally a human being I recognize. Well, that works. That works for me. Just anybody else, please. American producers were like, what if we buy the rights? Don't make that, but make a good movie instead? What? Impossible. Oh, wait. The weird thing is, Legendary Godzilla and the King Kong movies started because one shamed Japanese director came to America to try to make Godzilla versus the Smog Monster? Why do I not remember the Smog Monster? That feels like a... Did they just make Lost? And they just forgot to include Godzilla? So, you know what? That actually might make more sense than I think it does. Alright, let's get this one out of here, because, you know, we probably should do that. These lifeline gems are basically just going to become a cash pile later. I'm just going to use them right now, because I want to get both the clerics out of here when the fight's done. As well. Actually, no, I'm just going to use all of them, I think. Because I want to get all, basically everybody except for Sarah and somebody else out. That way. Yeah, that way we should hopefully have enough points to get steel earlier. I just want to test some stuff. So Godzilla vs. the Smog Monsters was the one with the important people, where the important people are in the hospital, so they let their apprentice make a Godzilla movie? Seriously, I don't even remember that one. But then again, there's so dang many. Like, my brother and I used to watch this big old DVD collection. What was it, VHS? I don't know. It was some kind of collection when we were kids. I think he even still has that thing now that I think about it. He has most of the movies he had when we were kids. But yeah, I don't even remember who fought who or for what reason. I just remember lots of, like, very pasty monsters fighting each other. It was good times. Definitely could not complain. That crowd was just entertaining. Alright, let's put you right here. Hopefully we can finally be done with this healer man's. And we're done with it. Okay, good. So now we get our own healer out of here. At the earliest opportunity. There we go. Pew pew you a little bit. So yeah, just forego healing entirely. Love how he hits that 26%. See, he decided it should be Godzilla vs. Pollution, randomly turned animated for 2 minutes, including a lot of people in fish masks at a disco. Well, they always include that person bit, though. Like, they always include the people side story that nobody ever remembers. Presumably to save budget on the actual monster fighting. It's like, I don't know. I don't know. It takes effort to do the monster stuff. Let's have them all discussing some random obtuse thing for no reason. And then pretend it's deep. See, we watched all 30-plus movies in 2012 and 2013. There's some seriously weird Godzilla movies. They're all seriously weird, though. To some degree. To some degree. They've all got some depth of weirdness to them. I remember a lot of them having some really, really ham-fisted political commentary, though. Almost always to do with pollution and things like that. Or how we're ruining the world, or how people are the real monsters and all that kind of thing. As a monster rips apart Tokyo for like the 8th time that week. I mean, you really gotta feel bad for Japan after watching all of them back to back. It's like, man, this just happens every day. How do they even rebuild in time? How are they putting all these things back together? Like, how rich are the contractors? They just run everything now? Let's see, Americans from the future versus Japan zombie Godzilla? The ones with Americans versus space ninjas? Oh my god, there's stuff I'm forgetting and missing that I want to go see now. I need to convince my wife to watch these things with me. It's like, no, it's educational for the kids. We should totally watch it. Need to watch all of them. Well, I mean, we gotta finish Game of Thrones first. We're almost at the part where the writing gets weird. Oh man, Game of Thrones versus... No, Game of Thrones meets Godzilla. That'd be an interesting crossover. It's like Night King shows up, Godzilla just steps on him. Doesn't even matter that he didn't die. He's like, no, he's stuck under my foot now. He's not going anywhere. That'd be interesting. Kind of want to see that. Alright, so Cleric knocked herself out. Perfect. Let's see. I generally, unironically, love the Zombie Godzilla one. It's one of the 6 Zilla movies I liked. I'm trying to remember. Dang it. Why can I never remember which one's which? I feel like I'd remember Zombie Godzilla. I have to look up a picture of that. I'm sure I actually remember it, and I... Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Why is it all lagging? Why are we lagging? Lag is not okay. I don't want to hit Control-Alt-Delete, because then I'm sure everything will delete itself again. Hang on. Sorry, one sec. I think Chrome is still attempting to run in the background or some crap. Alright, Windows problem reporting. Are you doing crap by chance? See, OBS is taking a ton. Why is it lagging so bad? It says it's basically not using anything. Weird. Yeah, I did adjust some settings since last time, so stuff might be working a little bit different. I was hoping it would maybe resolve some of the weird technical jank I've been running into lately. See, there's Godzilla, Mothra, King Ghidorah, John... Oh yeah, let's see. Exclamation mark is part of the GMK for short. Yeah, they love adding punctuations in there, though. They gotta have the extra punctuations. Never did understand that. I think it probably, like, translates better in Japanese or something. But I remember a lot of older Japanese stuff just having very seemingly out-of-place exclamations or just weird punctuation and stuff like that. Maybe it's because you can use all kinds of weird symbols and stuff like that to get your point across. I say probably alienating anybody that's maybe watching this from Japan. I don't know. Explain your language to me, I don't understand it. I mean, it looks cool, but I can't even slightly claim to get it. Like, hell, even a lot of stuff doesn't seem to go for, like, word for word. Like, when I was trying, a little while ago, I was trying to maybe, to advertise some of the Armored Core stuff I was doing over the Japanese folks, because there's actually some more community left for it over there. And so I kept looking it up and kept trying to directly translate Armored Core, except it wouldn't directly translate the way that it did in an article I read. And so apparently just, I don't know, I think there were like 6 different layouts that could potentially work for basically saying the same word somehow. Never did get an explanation as to why it works that way, or if I was just doing something completely wrong, but don't know. Alright. That aside, though, I gotta see if all those Godzilla movies are on Netflix. You know, maybe we can catch all of them before Netflix dies. I really hope Netflix doesn't die, though. Though it's looking increasingly likely. Because it seems like Disney's got them in their sights now. Which is usually a pretty good sign that you're gonna die. Like, they're basically the business terminator at this point. It's like, yeah, they've seen you. Goodbye. You do not get targeted by Disney and make it out. Unfortunately. What do you guys think? Any chance of Netflix surviving? Any chance of any of the kids of today remembering what Netflix is down the road? Is it going to be the new TiVo, where it was around and referenced for a few years and then just disappears? See, they're all owned by different people in the US. Even getting DVDs can be pretty weird. Prime has a few Toho movies. Don't know about the Netflix. Worth checking, I suppose. Excuse Sony's Crackle service had one of those. Somehow I'm feeling just maybe looking them up on YouTube might be easier then. Seems like everything's pirated on YouTube. And yeah, you know what? Alright, after this Lizard Man goes away, it'll be time. It will be time, because I gotta go hand out the breakfasts. Because everybody's finally getting up. Just kind of slowly moving around right now. It's like this whole kind of Dawn of the Dead type thing that happens is both the kiddos are just like... But then if you go in there while they're doing that, then they're pissed off for the rest of the day, because you technically got them up slightly early. So you gotta wait for them to actually get up and knock on the door. Oh man, those days are weird. It's like, you got up 30 seconds early. Why are you so angry? God, you dared get me up early. It's unacceptable. Think of it. Is Crackle still around even? I think it is. I don't know. I don't know a lot of things. Why do I know nothing? It is a question best asked another day. But what I do know is that YouTube seems to have pretty much everything, so that should be fine. Should be all well and fine. And this lizard just refuses to do this whole being dead thing. Alright, let's get her out of here, then we're gonna get the last one out of here. And then we should be able to kill off this lizard. So you're gonna be next. Would have been real great if you hit that, though. Would be real great if you'd stop going after her, though. Alright, why don't you get this one out of here? Actually, no, you wait. You take a quick shot here. See, I'm basically doing this to see if by chance it'll give her a few more points. I don't think it will. I have no reason to believe that it would, but it's worth checking. See, he was annoyed that Rodan, the 1956 version, was almost nowhere. Who owns the right to that and doesn't put out a new DVD right before King of the Monsters comes out? Somebody that doesn't like money, I suppose. I have a feeling there's a lot of Japanese things out there that, well, a lot of Japanese companies out there that simply, well, don't really know what to do with their IPs. Hell, one of the best examples probably being Tactics Ogre here. Like, Tactics Ogre and Ogre Battle. Every single one of them is rated really highly and did really well. And we've seen a last game, what, back in, like, 10 years ago? Like, they still reference it. They've got material that they put out referencing the games and things like that. It's like, okay. You know, references are nice. When are you gonna make another one, guys? Like, you don't necessarily need Mitsuno on board. Just go make something. Go make one. Like, no, but look, we referenced it, though. But just go make one! Go make another one. Like, what cracks me up about this is, like, this in particular had so many mechanics that, like, okay, XCOM and XCOM 2, right? Or XCOM EU and XCOM 2, rather. They got so friggin' much praise for their skill system and stuff like that. It's the same one this one uses. It's like to the numbers, the same one. So, what happened, you know? Like, what happened there? Okay, so that did actually give them more points, so that's good. So she's up to level 6. She's actually right up to everybody else's level now, so that's good. I was going to ignore the LUCT remake. OB64 was 19 years ago. Yep. Yeah, it's been a minute. Has it seriously been that long? God dang. Alright, well, anyway, alright. I'm going to have to be right back for just a moment here. So be back in like 5 minutes, give or take? 4 or 5 minutes, something like that. Let's see, one since Night of Lotus. I forgot it came out after OB64. Yeah, that came out when I was a kid, so I want to say that came out in like 2001, 2003, somewhere. Getting coffee? See you later. Okay, well, you have yourself some good coffee. I am gonna hand out some food. So yeah, see you in a little bit. Oh wait, that's the wrong thing I'm hitting here. Alrighty, hello again, and hello there, Mr. Procow. Sorry for being a little bit late and showing up there. Alright, so let's continue on here. Everyone got their breakfast type situation. So I'm going to leave Sarah as a bow rogue for now. We're going to update that a little bit later. For now, I need to go pick up a few extra items here. So for one, let's get a Gladius, get a Volge, which I'm still upset over a year later now. I was playing one of the few times I got convinced to go play Words with Friends, and they're like, no, the Volge doesn't exist. How dare you? You're trying to make up words. I'm like, it's a word. It is exactly a thing. And then, like, was telling my wife about that. It's like, well, clearly it doesn't exist if it's not on there. Like, it exists. But anyway. Alright, yeah, you know what? This setup here, this setup is way better than no one would give it credit for. Alright. I think what we're gonna do is actually kind of go all in on that. We might just leave her as a bow and shanker. See how long she does. All right, you are using neither of those skills. Okay, cool. So you're gonna be our sword user. That probably should be just under getting Mighty Strike. Yeah. Whale poo. All right, whatever. Should I just? I mean, I already spent the... I spent the points, but I also kind of want to give her an axe now. Yeah, whatever. We're just going to go give her an axe now that I've already wasted them. Sounds like a good plan for some reason. And then probably want to have a hammer user as well, just to kind of have a little bit of everything. Because unfortunately, we won't really have a whole lot of control as far as where everything lands. But we can at least make sure that it's out there in the first place. So that's nice. Alright, we'll have those. That's fine. That's fine. Alright, that should do a little bit better. In fact, you know what? Let's go ahead and get another skill slot, pick up hammers, and just have him with them all for now. I don't really plan to use hammers on him very much. I have kind of a backup plan in mind as far as how his build could go. But I do plan to keep him as a Necromancer for the most part. So yeah. Never would have expected to do a Necromancer run on a normal playthrough, but such life. Gotta have that interesting challenge in there. Alright, come on. Come on. You know you want to spawn the fight. Come on, you can do it! Who's a good world map? You're a good world map. There we go. Good job. Good job, world map. Alright. Now, I need my healer here to actually know how to heal. So let's pop that in there. And as weird as it sounds, I'm probably going to use my priests as my frontliners for the most part. Because I'm probably going to go helmets and leggings on them later. Like helmets, leggings, shields, I'm thinking. Yeah, weapon-wise, we're probably going to go either fists or hammers. Maybe hammers. Basically, hammers would do extra damage plus stun. Fists would be extra evasion. I'm just going to go fists. They weigh a little bit less. I don't think I even have the equipment to put that on them right now. Yeah, no. So we'll just do that later. For now, that's fine. Alright. That'll do. And then as soon as this happens, then we'll be able to go win that Nibith fight, pick up that Necro Mark, and then once we have that in hand, then we can get this run properly started. Because you only unlock AI commands once you get to the fight past the next cutscene. So... let's go ahead and take right here, I think. I'm going to send 2 guys down here to deal with this one. They're probably going to run into issues, so 1 healer should be enough to heal them up from their attacks while the others sweep around the right. They're coming in with heavy bows now, though. Yeah, once we get helmets, that's when this run will... that's when clerics will be a bit more threatening. Until then, they're a little bit squishy. Forgot to pick up trajectory. Now that I think about it, I don't think he can even get trajectory. Let's see. Yeah, no, Necros can. Actually, wait. I'm an idiot. Okay, let's just agree that I'm an idiot. I'm looking for a class that I don't even have yet, and I have a hammer on him, but I'm. Just ignore me. You know what? Just ignore me. It's fine. Ignore the idiot behind the curtain. Alright. You wanna nail that shot for me, please? Thank you. Dang good coffee. Yeah, I can't wait for, like, in a couple, let's see, what would it be? Probably a couple, hours from now. Was expecting a bit of an update, when it came to my, I do this whole, fiber thing in the background. But unfortunately, there was one guy that kept asking for revision after revision after revision for a thing, and then just, like, randomly marked it late. After getting all those revisions, they're like, was it delivered on time? Like, oh no, it was late. Well, I mean, yeah, you asked for like 9 revisions on things, so that'll make it late. But anyhow, it ended up dropping the metrics on the thing a little bit. So last night I ended up getting 2 separate jobs and completing them within an hour. Like, man, that'll get those metrics back up. That should look pretty dang good. I'm proud about that. Right. Of course. Yeah, with all the heavier weapons, we should do a much better job here. You know what, maybe we'll just go Hammer Terranites. Don't know why I was thinking Cudgels. Why would I go Cudgels on them? It doesn't make too much sense. It seemed like one of those 40 chess moves at the time. But, oh well. There we go. Why don't you go ahead and finish this one off, please? Thank you very much. And why don't you finish off, or not finish off, but at least do a decent number on that one, please. It should also be noted that due to the way that we're doing this, we're basically going to be getting no, pretty much no skill cards whatsoever. Like, if we get one, maybe one stat up over the course of the game, it'll be impressive, and then it'll just be plain luck if that happens. But we'll see how it goes. See how it goes. Alright, come on. Get those stabs off. You can do it. You can do it. Did you get your coffee over there, Mr. Vale? Got your good coffees? Alright, who are we finishing here? Probably not the healer. Healer's gonna need a little bit of healing, unfortunately. But that's fine. We've almost got their flanks taken care of here. Wait a minute, did she actually... Yeah, she just ignored herself to go heal this guy. Brilliant. Brilliant! In that case, that's fine. We should just go full offense here and just finish him. See, I'm trying a s'mores frappuccino from Starbucks. Sounds pretty tasty, actually. I love how Starbucks' main approach is like, let's just dump as much cream on this as possible, and then some seasoning. Like, it's bad for you, but it tastes delicious. So yeah, I tried ordering a normal coffee yesterday, but felt like Dunkin' Donuts did that better, so today trying something weird. Yeah, it's funny, pretty much every time the fancy coffee season runs around, it's like the wife and I are always Always going to different different places, and we're like, okay, let's see what we can actually justify here. Like, how are we gonna weirdly justify? Like, oh, it technically has some almonds on there. That's protein. The things you do for fancy coffee. Actually, no. There's this one, not necessarily coffee, but we have this place called Big B up here in Michigan, where they've got this really, really good tea. I think they called it like, I think it was like African Autumn or something. But it's just basically this mix of 3 different berry teas, with I think some little bit of coffee and some kind of cream in there. Man, that mess is amazing. It's really, really good. So yeah, if you happen to be in Michigan, happen to be at a Big B, try that thing if they still have it. I don't know if it was a limited time or not, but man, that stuff was good. Don't know why I'm having her heal. That doesn't make sense to heal sense. Don't worry, archers. We'll eventually catch up with you. Just give us about a week or so. We'll get there. Somehow Amazon delivery is faster than us actually walking across the map. And this is after everybody moves faster in this mod. Sweet 80% miss. See, my default is drilling Prince of Wales tea with a little sugar. With Sarah out of town this weekend, I thought I'd try different coffee places around town. Around town? But it's Starbucks. It's around every corner. Har har. They are everywhere jokes. Though for real though, in New York there's actually places where you have 3 of them on a single block. It's kind of impressive. That's not an exaggeration, by the way. There's actually 3 of them on a single block in I think it's in Manhattan somewhere. But let's see. Some weird tea that's everywhere. Do they still have that, they had like this bark frappuccino, I think it was called. Which is, I mean, I'm assuming it's probably like a seasonal thing. That's probably what the s'more one is. Kind of want to try that s'more one now. Actually, wait a minute. I think I saw a sign for that the other day. Yes, actually I did. Yeah, no, that thing looked good. The thing looked good. It was like all the cream. Plus some coffee in there. At least I hear there's coffee in that coffee. Alright, Sarah. Finish her. Dun, 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 dun. Good. So now we have steel. And now we've got some extra levels. And now we can go deal with some business. So, here's what to do. First of all, Sarah can't use heavy crossbows at all, or can't use heavy bows at all, but she can use heavy crossbows, which we just got one of. So there we go. Let's go give you that crossbow. She's already got the skill for it. Then we'll give you some gloves to up that attack a little bit. Wait a minute. We don't have the better ones. Why don't we have the better ones? Okay, we can go to the shop, pick up some armor, because there's actually some of that available now. Here are these crappy short swords. Probably get rid of some of these bronze spears. Pick up some chouses. Pick up some bracers. So we need 3 of those. We need, I think, like 6. I don't know. Whatever. We'll pick up 8 chauces. Or however many I can afford. There we go. 3 more. That's a number. Give everybody a decent bit of armor going into this thing. Alright, so that'll give all these guys some pretty solid punch. Pretty solid defense, pretty solid punch. Most of them have heavy weapons of some description. Have decent defense of some description. He's got some stun. There we go. That'll do there. You'll do here. Actually, no. You can go ahead and have these. You can go ahead and have not those chauces because you can't wear them. Beautiful. I meant these bracers. That's what I meant this whole time. Unless this is better? Yeah, that's a little bit better defense for you. I want her to be as defensive as possible going into this. So you go ahead and take this War Ring. You go ahead and have Defender's Ring. It should up her to keep her a little bit stronger. So skills, go ahead and buy that steel. No. There we go. We'll put away bows for now. She's going to need trajectory. So what we're going to be setting up here is we need to kind of create an opening for her to sneak through. Need to trap Nibith in the middle, and then just basically take advantage of him being trapped on the stairs, and the fact that steel technically ignores elevation to go and steal the Necro Mark from him. So we'll just go ahead and drop a quick save right there. Should probably drop a hard save as well. That doesn't hurt. Except for the fact that I think I'm actually out of save files, so... Let's ride over this one. That's good enough. Good one right there. Let's get rid of that one. Now, skill-wise, we shouldn't need anything special. So he's a warrior right now. That's fine. Can you use Vigorous yet? Almost. It'd be nice if he could use Vigorous right now, but that's fine. So we'll go ahead and stick Mighty Strike on there. Basically anybody that can use it will be getting Mighty Strike. Oh, nice. Well, there we go. I just got that feedback now. Gotta leave him a feedback as well. Everyone loves to hear great communication, right? Alright. It's a lot of good 5-star reviews. I like it. Okay. Let's get you a Mighty Strike. Let's get you nothing, because you can't use it. And let's get you this. If I could use Vigorous, I would. I vigorously would, even. Basically, Vigorous would completely break this fight if you could get it this early. Like, it would just snap it into pieces. Alright. Because, yeah, that's like dodge. What's it, strengthen and dodge? Or fortify and dodge, I think. Right? What is it? Oh, no, true strike and dodge. There we go, even better. Alright, so let's go in here. So we have room for one more. We'll stick a third healer in. We need you. No, we're not. Okay, Donalto can come in. He's got extra health. Celestine, you're leaving. Canopus, you're going in. I basically need him for this fight. So you're going to go right... No, you're not. This'll be fine. So... Oh, wait a minute. I forgot to pick up Lapongo on him. Well, I guess we've got Mend Leaves, so that's fine. Okay. So, going with the previous thing, you know, gotta be a dick to absolutely everybody, because this guy's the least personable leader ever. So he's gonna go threaten the guy right before he becomes him. Alright, what do we got here? We got Spell Slip, we got Weaken, we got Dodge, Spellcraft, and Fortify. Okay, let's stick Fortify. Sounds good to me. I'm gonna stick Dodge on her. Unfortunately, we don't have Sidestep. That'd be the best option. But you have what you have, right? And this time around, we actually have full control of our buddies. By buddies, I mean characters that are kind of there for a few chapters. Both of whom happen to turn on you, but then you just kind of call them friends regardless, I guess. So, sweet 20% dodge there. Yeah, wow, they're just laying into him. His defense... Oh, I think he's one level lower than everybody. Is that it? Is that why? Yeah, he's at 4. That's fine. That's fine. Just heal you right up. So this fight is a higher level than it used to be. It was 7 at one point, now it's reduced down to 6. Or... Oh, wait, no, it is still 7. Oh. Oh! Alright. Oh, and he's an Archmage now, not a Necromancer. Interesting. Okay. Okay. Wait, was he always an Archmage? Did I just miss that? Oh, well, whatever. Anyway, they don't have their big AoE moves as much. I thought they totally do. Okay, never mind. Never friggin' mind. Apparently, I leveled up too much. No, wait. This one wouldn't scale up yet, so... Ah, whatever, screw it. We're here early anyway. This is not a fight you're supposed to do yet. So literally all we're trying to set up here is we gotta get a couple people through the lines. So I'm gonna set up Ned down here to try and take as much hits as he can. So I want to get a couple people through. I need to get Canopus around that right side, block the staircase, get everybody else up here, trap him on that staircase, get Sarah in to do her whole blocky thing. Yeah, let's put you here, I think. Alright, throwing a weaken out here might not be a bad idea. Just on the off chance that they start getting some hits off. So I'll throw that out here. See, do graham crackers have a use other than s'mores? Yes, use them in meatloaf. Yeah, this fight's actually harsher than it was in testing, I gotta say. Interesting. Interesting, but that's why we have multiple healers. Hello there, Smutal. How are you? Let's see. Now, we don't want to go for a shank here. So you move up here. Probably go ahead and heal yourself a little bit. Because yeah, all these guys will continue charging forward. We can just basically run right around them. Thankfully, they don't come with Rampart Aura, which would make this a lot more difficult. But they usually charge straight for Kashua. So yeah, that whole thing. Same guy who found the Xeno Division Let's Play today. Well, nice to meet you in person then. Well, I mean, you know what I mean. Kind of, sort of person. Across screens, let's say. So yeah, welcome to the, this is the Tactics Ogre thing I was talking about. Not sure if you're familiar with this series, but this is another really, really good mod called One Vision. Is this Final Fantasy Tactics? No, it's not. This is actually a remake of the game that that actually caused Final Fantasy Tactics to exist. So basically, there was, to kind of explain like a brief history of what happened with that series there. So there was March of the Black Queen, Ogre Battle March of the Black Queen, that came in first. There was a SNES sort of like hybrid real-time strategy turn-based kind of situation where you let a bunch of you basically move these little tiles across a map in real time to go capture cities, and each of these little tiles were like little squads you had put together of 5 units, and so you'd basically go around capturing cities and you know, trying to keep your reputation up during this whole big like fantasy war kind of thing. So it created this interesting setting where, you know, you're in the middle of a weird like war kind of situation, but you're trying to not become a complete monster in the middle of everything. Then people wanted a sequel, so Tactics Ogre Let Us Clean Together came out, which is what this is a remake of. Oh crap, we just lost Kashua. Alright, that's fine though. This one's on PSP. But yeah, so that first one came out on SNES, then was later ported to Saturn and PS1. So that one also was rated pretty dang highly. But basically the idea was that just like FFT, you've got a big sort of chess-like map, and you're trying to move all your, you know, kind of move all your units around in a sort of strategic manner. However, with FFT, you were typically capped out at 5 or 6 units. In this one, in the original version, you were capped out at 10, and this one you're capped out at 12. And generally speaking, the maps are much larger. There's a lot more going on, and you're actually every action that you take, like every single little part of that action that looks complicated, it's simpler than it looks. Especially with the mod, it's like one of those things where it's complex, but not complicated. So, for example, like with this right here, in FFT, if you were to take your movement, if you move to anywhere on those movement tiles, that would just count as you moved, so that was half of your recovery cost. So in this one, depending on what class they are, there's a different cost for every tile that they move. So if they moved right here and they took, like, let's say they moved right here, they looked at their stuff, like they wanted to go rob this skeleton over here, and then at the same time they wanted to go heal themselves. That's an action they could take, but they would be charged for using the item as well as using the skill. So either way. Point being, it's a dang fun game. So the most similar game out there to this, I feel, is like if I were to describe it, it would be like a mix between FFT in terms of the skills and XCOM 2 in terms of how you use the skills. So like some stuff you can use in the middle of a turn, other stuff you need to set up a little bit. It's everything just kind of adjusts on the fly. Let's put it that way. So I hope I didn't just screw myself here, because I did put my dudes in some pretty precarious positions. So let's see. I've got another heal coming up, so let's go heal Razia here. Unfortunately, those ghosts took an unfortunate took some unfortunate placement there. So let's throw another Mendleaf on you. I will have Donnie run up and heal Denim. Those ghosts will likely move out of the way, which means we can surround Nibbith over there. To kind of explain what we're doing with this run, by the way, there's an AI function in this game that... Oh, let's see, do you usually stream same hours? How long do you stream a day? Yes, I do. Generally speaking, I'm around usually somewhere between 7:45, 8-ish, till about noon. And then, if time allows, from about 1 to 3:30-ish. He just got taken out. Get out of here, Vice. But yeah, so typically around there, and then it just depends. So like Mondays and Fridays I do Tactics Ogre, and then Saturdays... dang it, he got Canopus. Alright, that's fine, that's fine. This is still doable. Still technically winnable, as Mr. Vader loves to joke. There we go. Anywho. So yeah, Mondays and Fridays for Tactics Ogre, and then Wednesdays and Saturdays for... well, usually whatever the other thing is at the time. In this case, it's going to be X Division, since I want to try and make the second run a little bit faster, since the first one took me almost a dang year. Let's see. I must admit that does not make much sense for me, since I'm in EU. What I want to know is how long ago did you start, and is that the usual start time? Started roughly 2 hours ago, and yes. I do have 2 kids, who you can probably hear making noise in the background here, that I watch every day. So, basically I'm kind of on and off, every now and then I have to go and make sure everyone's got all their snacks, and everyone's eating well, and all that kind of thing. So, it depends, Alright, come on, don't take out Sarah. Come on, steal it. Yes! We got it, okay. Sir, you just got friggin' checkmated. Doesn't even matter if the shot hits. Because, yeah, he's surrounded by fighters. His escape is blocked. We got this. But yeah, so typically, like, 2 hours before, 2 hours from now. That's roughly when it would be. But anyway, to explain kind of how this game generally works, kind of like FFT, you've got a different goal depending on what the fights are. Usually it's going to be to beat whatever the leader is in that particular fight. The main challenge for this one is that since this game has an AI function, and the AI is god-awful bad, like, the general idea is to try and beat the entire thing, having all of the units except for my leader set to AI. So the way that I'm planning to do this is to basically go through this as a necromancer, turning my units into zombies, so that they can auto-revive and all that kind of thing. And then hope they don't all run into exorcists, but we'll see how it goes. But to give you a general idea, this series is kind of like, if you've seen Game of Thrones, it's very similar to that in terms of its setting. Like, it's very, very, very similar to that. Like, it's a low fantasy, high drama, kind of like everyone's a massive a-hole type situation. So you can lurk. Just finished 4-hour Xeno material. Need to do stuff. Gonna be tomorrow for the Xeno stream for sure. Awesome. Well, look forward to seeing you there. And thank you for stopping by. Alright, and that should be checkmate. Let's see, do you have a name for your necromancer picked out? If not, feel free to use Vin. That was my necromancer in my game. well, I can only use one unit as my Necromancer. There's only one Necromancer mark in the for this early thing, so I have to use Denim. So currently, the Necromancer's name is Ned Stank. Alright, so there we go. That's Quadriga done. Let's go ahead and save that real quick. Yes, it is still an Iron Man run, so no worries. Which, by the way, no save, no chariot, Mr. Smithall. Basically, that's this game's version of Iron Man. So there we go. We got the Necromancer. And now we'll permanently hear Neuromancer in my head all day. Like, I don't know what the actual book Neuromancer was, but there's this this song from a while ago by this band called Battle Beast. Song's name is Neuromancer. God, I love that song. So good. It's just like this amazing power metal ballad to some book that I've vaguely heard of but know nothing about. Alright. The first cyberpunk novel? Oh, no kidding. Well, either way, so go look up that song then. It's actually, hell, I'll just send a link to it. Because I can just link that crap right now, because I think I've still got it up here in another tab. As I sit here stuttering away like a smart boy. Alright, he can't use hammers, he can't use Mighty Strike. What do we have? So we got Animate Dead, I'm gonna need that. Bind a Phantom, that won't be useful for a good while. Augment Darkness. That one we'll need. What about Trajectory? Can you use that? I don't think he has... No, he does have a Trajectory. He needs to be level 5 to use it. Okay, so that's better than expected. Let's see, Neuromancer, Battle Beast. There it is. There you are. Right. Let's go dashboard here and pop that sucker in there. But yeah, I absolutely love that song. Alright, if we run into a fight at Tynemouth, all is well, but we didn't, so all is still well, I suppose. Alright. There we go. There it is. Tell me that song is not amazing. Alright. See, Muted, can you expand on that cyberpunk novel? Please do. Alright, so we should be able to get knights now, I believe. Can we get knights and TKs now? No, not yet. That might be after the North Arc. So, let's go get our AI commands. So we're gonna go all warriors and clerics and archers and stuff until then. Let's see, one moment, watching the video song link. Okie dokie. Alright. I forgot to pick up a Huapongo on you. Let's do that. Huapongo! Alright, get those axes out of here. I know you've got axes and spears and you've got so many weapon skills, but yeah, no. Need Huapongo because I need to see if the AI can actually use it. So this is going to be the first test to see how the AI actually functions. Because, let's just say it's a little iffy sometimes. Okay, so we'll automate battle messages, turn off all other notifications, turn message speed to instant, and there we go. Let's see how we do. Mr. Brezin the Sword Fighter, which, by the way, in 0.93, Brezin the Sword Fighter, after over a decade of this game existing, after, like, what, 5 different versions of this game coming out, Brezin the Sword Fighter has a sword! Man, I can't believe that oversight was there for so long. It's so bizarre. Like, how? How did that even get missed for so long? Like, so many translations apparently got retranslated differently in, like, the friggin', what's it? It got translated differently in... Words are difficult sometimes. In the Saturn version, I know it got translated differently in... The hell was it? No, hang on. One quick pause, though. Okay, so it turns out the AI characters... So Vice and Cashwa, I cannot turn them to AI. But the others I can. Okay, so you're melee. You're melee... Actually, no. All healers are going to be Vanguard. That'll cause them to run up right behind the melee line. So, to kind of vaguely explain what I know of how the AI functions so far. So for melee, they will always just charge and try to get in close, right? That seems pretty obvious. It seems like they have no restrictions on when and how they can attack. They will always prioritize attacking over anything else. Vanguard will try to stay behind the melee line. Like, if you kind of view wherever the middle of your party is, they will try to generally stick to there, and they also will tend to get stuck in what I like to call mending lead hell, where if you have a bunch of healing items that they can use, they will generally try to support the front line instead of directly attacking. For ranged, they will generally try to go for whatever the highest range damage is, but will just retreat and heal if they have no good targets. Rear guard means that they'll try to stay as far back as possible. If they're unable to do so, they completely freak out, however, and will just run off in a random direction. So, like, for example, that was one of those fights that if you set Denim to use rearguard AI during the Zapan fight in Chaos, he will instead decide to go charge straight into their front line because he can't technically get back to your back line, so he doesn't know what to do. Caster is just like ranged, except for mages. I believe they have a higher likelihood of using their passive skills, or not passive skills, but their active skills. Healers will try, and then healers will try to heal as much as they can. They also have a restriction where they can only attack every other turn for some reason. All right, let's see. Let's see. Over time, William Gibson's novels became. Ooh. Wait, let's see. Forget the plot, except that there's a slacker who can enter cyberspace. In some ways, it's predicted the internet as we think of it now. Over time, William Gibson's novels became just how technology is. So they're just thrillers, but not really cyberpunk. The future really caught up with him. My country, it's known under another name. Seems to make sense. A lot of things would be known under different names. I'm trying to remember. There's some really, really weird name for Little Mermaid. I remember reading it one time. All right, so yeah, for Canopus, I'm going to set him to melee, even though he's primarily a ranged character. And I'm going to set Sarah to Vanguard, so she tries... Actually, no, let's set you to ranged. So, yeah, ranged will make them try to get into the longest range that they can, and then Vanguard will make them just kind of, like, pick somewhere between charging forward and firing. Seemingly, anyway. And then, yeah, the reason I'm leaving Vanguard for the healers is because they can take a pretty decent punch. So we'll leave that as is. And yeah, some of these characters I cannot switch to AI, so we'll have to wait till the end of Chapter 1 for that. I should have had him go finish her off. Oh. Alright, so... You know what? There's going to be quite a few AI turns here, so I'm going to be right back. I'm stepping away for a moment. Gotta go hand out some snacks real quick. One sec. And back. So, let's see. Oh, you're from Poland! Technically, we're supposed to be natural enemies or something. Technically, apparently I was from Lithuania at some point. I don't know very much about all the politics down there. I just know that apparently the two are not supposed to get along because, like, ye old history that no one quite remembers the start of. Anywho, let's see. It's more of a trilogy, 3 separate stories sharing some characters. I like the first one, the second one noticeably less, third one was a disappointment. Oh, alright. Didn't know that they split it into 3 books over there. Let's see, Poland has some crazy covers. I remember the cover for Black Griffin, there's a Swan Griffin. Okay, so, Mr. Smetal, so, he's, like, Vale is, weirdly enough, like, an expert on a bunch of mythological stuff, including a ton about griffins. And I think he means about, book covers. I think I've seen a few of those, book covers and all that kind of thing. Nice. Love how there's, he's a third of her level, and still can pull off a 33 with a basic crossbow. But yeah, don't worry. Nobody's laughing at anybody not knowing anything from anywhere else. It's kind of how it goes. We cover some pretty out there stuff over here, so expect to run into that. All right, so yeah, this fight should be a whole lot of nothing, quite frankly. We've got pretty massive advantages on them. We've got a good equipment advantage. We've got a training advantage. I think everyone should be getting relatively, or at least halfway through their training for rank 2 on proficiency too. So we should be getting somewhere. Yeah, I gotta say, before I was talking about that monster run, I was seriously considering going through and maybe picking up Fell Seal, because I've been asked to do that a few times. But that's still on the back burner for the time being. I think I want to do the monster run first, because there's there's a few runs I want to do still. So we'll just do as we'll do. There we go. Mr. Canopus running up there, punching people into rivers, as you do. Good job, Mr. Birdman. So, editing a book for the Griffin Generations novel. Cover art is pros from Jonas Spencer. Oh, wait a minute! That wasn't a Laser Griffin, was it? Or no, that was the French one, right? The weird, like, Space Griffin? The Laser Griffin. Man, that thing's awesome. Seriously, that Laser Griffin just, like, completely made my day when I saw it. Thing was the sweetness. Probably shouldn't have taken the shot on that guy because he would have just died from poison. But oh well. The French put hats and laser tails on their griffins. I gotta love it. Gotta love it. Okay, weird little side story here, but this reminds me of this book that I had picked out when I was a kid. So I used to read a crap ton when I was way younger and all that, and usually basically anything that had swords on the cover, I probably was going and at least trying to figure out the story. So there's one. I don't know if it was part of a story or what. I think it was called King's Justice or something. And like the cover was this dude on a horse with like a short bow shooting some other guy. And yeah, like at first I'm thinking like, okay, this is gonna be a book about, you know, wars and sieges and all this other stuff. And then right off the bat, they start talking about all kinds of magic-y stuff. I'm like, okay. I saw nothing about wizards on the front, but if you say so. And so, you know, they keep going on and on and on and on about the politics of all these different wizardly dudes and everything. It goes on and on about people going to different battles and whatever else. And, like, ultimately the book ends up being about some dude that was supposed to go to a war, traveling around, discussing wizards that never do anything remotely magical. Then he gets laid with some chick in a cabin for no apparent reason, then falls in the river, and then sort of wakes up somewhere and then just kind of goes about his day. That's all I remember about that book. But I just remember because the only reason I'd gotten it is because of the cover. Because it just looked so cool, it looked so well done, and I thought it possibly conveyed any of the story. Like, I think despite the fact that he's shown with a bow, I don't think he ever actually fires a bow in the entire story. I don't remember for sure, though. It's been such a long time. Alright. Yeah, we're about mopping up here. We've almost got this done. That's the thing, with the fact that we went for those extra, well, all our little extras that we went for getting that Necro mark. All of Chapter 1's it's just going to be a complete wash, as it usually is. So regarding similar, let's go ahead and move this real quick so I can actually read the text. Regarding similar topic, the Neuromancer grew up reading Asimov Foundation and Sage and so on. Well, that stuff's awesome. Yeah, I read a bit of Asimov. Like, I think my favorite one was what was it, like, Last Question, I think it was called? Or The Final Question or something like that? Where it's just, the entire story is just a series of people going and repeatedly, like, asking how can they avoid the end of the universe. And then at the end of the story, like, it turns out the robot was God. It's like, man, that's pretty awesome. Supposedly, coming, Oh, he's made... Wait a minute. There's more coming from that? Did not know this. Are we having any issues with Breslin down there? I don't think we are. Yeah, we should be alright. I don't really see what he can do here, but for some reason I don't know. I was seeing something completely different with the health bars there. Okay, yeah. Let's go pick up this card, I think. Pretend that we'll maybe get an extra stat up from collecting enough of these one day. But yay! I got a 10th of a stat point. Go me. I'm slightly smarter. Oh, wait a minute. For Cyberpunk, are you talking about Cyberpunk 2077, like the game? Or are we talking about... I don't know. I'm all confused about everything today. It's just one of those kinds of days. It's also weird because we finally have warm weather outside, and for some reason, like a genius or something, I'm like, let me sit in front of a warm lamp, in front of a warm computer, in a suit and a shirt that doesn't breathe. This is a great idea! And that's not enough, so gotta add some choking to it, too. Alright. Moving on. Yeah, we're almost done here. As Vice was saying there, Breslin's a tough bastard. Gotta hit him enough times to make him die. Alright, come on. Come on. It's just one guy in a river doing his 14% dodge. Alright, thank you for all your extra shadows there, Lenner. That'll definitely turn the tide here. Dang it. Breslin, why are you so good? Get out of that river. It's giving you too many advantages. Actually, the funny part is, it's not... Like, I think it's reducing his accuracy and evasion by, like, 35%. And he's still hitting like a champ. There we go, that's fine. Let's go for the shield bash. Mostly because I kind of expected that healer to come back and give him a nice little heal. I don't really know how we're going to deal with healers with this AI run. Since in a lot of cases, most of our methods for actually dealing with them wouldn't even slightly be effective. It's like if I tried to use ninjas, odds are they'd completely fail wholesale. So, more than likely we're just going to have to figure out a way to power through. So that's where this whole zombie thing's coming from. So we will have lots and lots of undead. And then hopefully they don't get exercised constantly. So there we go. Early game Glass Pumpkins, for anyone that missed it. Basically all casters have a chance to drop them in Chapter 1. That'll be available throughout most of the rest of the game, where they're an item that you can't really buy, but just presumably casters are carrying them around. You need 4 for that crossbow. Okay, we're going to pick up Animate Dead, despite the fact that he's not technically using it yet. Give him that, and give him an extra skill slot. So by the time that he can actually use his stuff, it'll be there. But yeah, Animate Dead is super cheap now, so as long as his turn comes around, he'll just be able to do it. I think he gets rebuild later. I don't remember when he gets rebuild. But basically that just lets you full heal and remove all debuffs from a zombie. So they're pretty strong, but only, well, with zombies, so you can't exactly heal them. Not to mention we won't have access to Putrefy, so we won't have any real healing for them. But whatever, moving on. Archaeopolis of Rhyme. Probably replace... Yeah, I think we'll leave it as is. We'll start training knights once we can actually get more of them. Because like I said, Terror Knights would be the ideal for the front line. Yeah, we have more important. So I'm going to say more important. It doesn't prevent us from hiring Sistina, but it does prevent us from getting a game over if she dies here. She should be fine. It takes a lot for her to actually die now, so she doesn't run up and get herself instantly eaten by a dragon like she used to. She comes in with a Volge and a defensive ring, so she's, she's pretty well armed. By the way, Smatal, just so you know, and by the way, I don't know if there's a different name I should call you by. I'm just going by the username here. But if you've ever played Battle Brothers, this mod effectively finds like a nice middle ground between what this game normally does and that, wherein each of the weapons has kind of each of them has their own little thing that they do. So if you're ever wondering why I went for some pretty weird loadouts in some cases, generally speaking, it tries to go for like a mix between what would reasonably be somewhat realistic and what fits for whatever fantasy trope they were going for. It's like these guys here, the Amazon/Warriors, are like the Weapon Master kind of class, so they can pretty much use almost any weapon, but that's basically like swinging a thing's all they're good at. Or like this guy, he's actually one of the characters from 2 of the other games as well, where he's essentially like the captain of like a flying beast unit basically, but typically he originally comes in like a spear and a bow kind of thing because he's attacking from the sky. Anyway, whatever. Point being, when I'm talking about spears here, they're there to give you a bit of an evasion bonus, a bit of a parrying bonus. So the way parry works in this game, nobody has access to it just yet, but it's kind of like a secondary save where if somebody attacks, like let's say there's an 80% chance to hit, and then they hit that 80%, the parry would then roll, like for example, if they're at rank 2, it would roll an extra about 10%. So they basically have a 10% chance to save that even if it would have hit them. So it's like that. And then deflect is the same thing for ranged attacks, and then you've got overpower to overcome the parry or deflect. There's a ton of skills flying around, is what I'm trying to get at here. But anyway, like I said, this game's a little complicated, but it's fun. Like it makes sense over time. But the main challenge with this particular run is the fact that we have to get through an Iron Man run where we have almost no commands available over the characters. So right now it's fine. We're very early on in the game. But once we get later, that's going to be a bit of an issue. Like the only ones that we can actually control are the ones that I can't set to AI and/or are the leader character. Because we're kind of just describing this as like the leader has such poor people skills that nobody wants to follow him. That's why he's Ned Stank. He's like the really bad-smelling Ned Stark. Alright, so how do you take a little bit of a snipe here? Why have I not picked up your trajectory on you? Yeah, trajectory is a skill that shows you like a laser sight of where your shot will actually land, as well as being able to be used to get about a 40% accuracy bonus, which is kind of significant. Also, Canopus is doing what I normally would have him doing at this point. The question is, will he remember to use Wafunga Winds? Sometimes the AI does not know how to use their skills right. In fact, I should probably start switching him over to Vanguard at this point. What are you guys up to? No, just go lay down. You're fine. Puppies running into each other. Hi there, Hemisphere. That is a lawnmower. Don't bark at it. How's it going? So yeah, we're doing the AI run. So far, we've just gotten control of the AI. Funny part is, this also means that I can control the normally AI-controlled characters, or at least some of them. At least until the end of Chapter 1. And then, yeah. Everybody else is currently on AI. With the one non-AI character being Denim, so that we actually have some means to complete this run. But yeah, the current plan, since version 0.93 introduced the ability to get Necromancers, as well as Living Corpse within the first couple battles of the game, if you pull off some challenges, that is basically to just go zombie army with this thing. Like, I can't... In the base game, you can... Well, not in the base game. In the mod, you couldn't really revive people without some shenanigans anyway. But this essentially would allow me to make up for the fact that the AI is generally dumb as a rock. So we'll see if we can get around that a little bit. We shouldn't be seeing any challenges for about the next 3 battles, but then after that, that's when things are going to start getting real. Because, yeah, we have this one. After that, we've got... Let's see, we've got the river fight. So river fight's very easy. Generally speaking, it's just burning through their front line and getting to their leader. The AI, especially these guys right here, should have absolutely no trouble with that. And then from there... Let's see, from there, we've got Gamp 1. So Gamp 1, again, pretty easy. That one will just come down to how the AI decides to do it. If the Griffins decide to sit there and evade all day, then we're going to have a little bit of a problem. If they don't, then should be no problem whatsoever. But there we go. We're just carving through these guys like butter right now. Because these guys, I guess this team is a couple levels higher. It doesn't make that much of a difference. Like, in the OV mod, a couple levels won't make too big of a difference. In the base game, that would be enough to pretty much make it impossibly one-sided. Like, they've still got a chance. You don't get to the point where they've got 100% hit odds for, like, permanent crit damage or any of that other type business. At least not without, like, a 20-level difference, so that's never going to happen. At least not accidentally. Alright, do a crit. Perfect. Worked out better than expected. Alright. But yeah, so no idea how familiar anyone is at any given time with the mod, so if you have any questions on the run or the mod or whatever else, everything's fair game. Ask away. No, there's no dumb questions here. Because there's so friggin' many mechanics that the original makers of the game didn't even know how to balance it, so that's always fun. Yeah, I've mentioned this before, but I hope that once the mod reaches 1.0, that Rakes will agree to an interview. So I could just maybe share some of those horror stories they ran into, or some of the development stories that seem to have come out of researching the codes. Because, yeah, for those that didn't know, the mod's actually made using hex codes. So yeah, he's literally just, like, going through, changing every line of code piece by piece. So, yeah, it kind of takes a while for stuff to happen, and the most random stuff breaks for no reason. So that's always fun. Alright, this is probably going to hit that hedge, because I don't have trajectory, but whatever. That's fine. Man, I really hope this doesn't become frustrating down the line. Because the AI is going to start doing some real stupid crap, I guarantee it. Like, I can already tell you when we get to Zabos, or... See, we get to Zabos, get to Lenar. Oh man, stuff's going to get weird. Stuff's going to get real weird real fast. As they're sitting there trying to kill this invincible super beast without actually taking care of his healers. We'll see how we deal with it. But, you know, we'll burn that bridge when we get to it. Right. But yeah. So, a little bit of an update, because this guy always reminds me. You know how I said I was doing a throwing rock only run of the base game just to see how long it would take? Well, the last time that I started a run and gave you an update on this, I was currently about halfway through this fight after spending about 3 days throwing rocks at him. So ultimately, it took 4 days of throwing rocks at Bolus to actually get past all of his healing and be able to beat him. And currently I'm about 2 battles past that. So we're already 1 run and like a month later, so That takes a while. Wouldn't recommend it, by the way. Would not recommend that run to my worst enemy, but I'm just curious to see how long it'll take. It's probably going to take, like, till next year. But whatever. You know, it's therapeutic. It's like one of those things where you're sitting there trying to go to sleep or whatever. It's like, maybe I'll count throwing rocks flying at a night. That actually sounds really suspicious now that I put it that way. Alright. Issue here is we have a healer that refuses to move. Let's see if we can remove this. Because we can get that out of the way, maybe he'll decide to get out of there. He might decide to go around that right side, because I know he can make that jump down. Like, as long as we've got some way to hit him, at least. Alright. This will just continue Plink. But yeah, for anyone wondering, Knights do not have healing in this mod. Because they've got healing through Aegis, which is an ability that gives you regen and fortify. But they don't have the direct heal ability, so they can't heal themselves. Which is supposed to solidify their role as a character that supports others at the cost of themselves. They're supposed to be very self-sacrificial in their duties and whatever else, so it works. It thematically works. Alright, let's one heavy crossbow. Come on. Come on, Volge. Good job. Feel free to stab through Vice to hit somebody at any point. There we go. And we even saved Sistina. See? Even the AI can do it. Impossible to save Sistina. Come on. Alright, good. We got some war bonds. Can use those to get some better equipment. Alright. So yeah, he automatically gives her the bad answer if you decide not to go and save her there. Which is kind of dumb, because honestly, well, I guess he has to disagree with everybody. This would only disagree with his sister. This would disagree with everybody in the room, so there we go. Let's piss off everyone. It is his way. Alright, so we got our first store update. And what do we want here? Stick with that, stick with that. Don't think there's really too much that we want here. I will want to pick up some Iron Claws, though. Put those on the healers. Pick up some hauberks. At least 4 of them. Actually, do we have helmets yet? No helmets yet, unfortunately. Ah, jeez. No. Leave it. Leave it. It's just a hedge trimmer. It's fine. Don't know why this guy's running a hedge trimmer right outside my dang window, but whatever. Leave it. It's freaking the dogs out. Alright, so as far as this stuff here, I'm going to go crossbows just because they've got the longest range. The others would potentially give them more utility in terms of being an actual caster, but I don't plan to use them as a caster. I plan to use them as a sniper support. So we'll get Dark just to see what he can do for the time being. You know what? Give me a moment, please. And I'm back, and accidentally sat on the controller. That's rather impressive to do accidentally. Okay. Whoops. I got it stuck in permanent fast forward. No, controller. Controllers, stop. Okay, we're gonna reset that real quick. My bad. There's apparently a newer version of PPSSPP. Also known as, good God, no, I'm not doing that in the middle of a run again. Because that went terribly literally every other time that we tried that. Like, really, really terribly. Alright, let's see. Let's reset the sound real quick. There we go. Alright. So, first things first. Let's see what you can actually learn. Okay, can't learn WAP. Can learn Meteor Strike. Can learn Drain Heart, so that's very useful, so you can get that pretty much right away. Paralytic Cloud and... okay, good. We got Poison Cloud. You know what? Yeah, you know what? There's enough utility, I think, for him to be able to do some stuff here. So let's go ahead and make some money. You can get most of the money that you spend from Chapter 1 back. So we can get Terranites now as well. So I'm going to pick up 4 of those. Pick up 3... actually, I already have Night Marks. Gonna leave some as fighters, though. Don't want to go heavy axes is the question. I think I want to do... I think I want to do 2 heavy axes, 1, maybe 2 hammers? And what about 2-handers? I think it's better... no, I think what I'm going to do... go 2 2-handers. So let's pick up a couple as Ys. 1 heavy axe, which we already have, and then 1 hammer. My logic on this being that they're going to get True Strike off... actually, no, if they're going to get True Strike off of Vigorous... Nah, then Mauls would be better. To kind of explain why I'm putting this up to consideration here. So, between the 3 of them, right? These are going to be the fastest. So 2-handers are going to be the fastest, they're going to be the most accurate. They've got a decent amount of bonus damage, so that's your post-armor extra damage, basically. For these ones, they've got a little bit less, but they're a little bit slower, and then for hammers, they're relatively slow. They've got the least amount of bonus damage, but they're the best at getting past armor, and also come with a stun effect. So, yeah, I think 2 2-handers, 1 axe, 1 hammer might be the way to go there. So we'll just go with that for now. I think we'll have Voltaire as the head of our Terranites. Don't know if we need a 3rd cleric. Let's do a little manual sorting here real quick. If I can manage to get to the button without screwing it up. There we go. Let's put you here, put you here. Let's see how we're doing. So, Canopus, I'm probably going to want to... maybe I want to switch him over to an archer or something. Or, actually, no, I'm just going to leave him as a Barton. Continue letting him snipe. Sarah... Sarah's doing a good job as a rogue. Doing a good job with the sniping, especially when I get her a railbow later. I'm thinking railbow and speedstar, and then she can just be long-range harassment. For Canopus here, though. Because if I turn them both into archers, we might have an easier time. Not to mention they can potentially double shot. But then he's not going to have his regen. Alright, I'm going to leave them as they are. We're going to see if Vartans can still use the regen ability by the AI. These guys I'm going to leave as they are. And then I'm going to hire 4 new guys as the Terranites. Because I specifically want strength builds. So I've got 1 strength guy here. So, first one, since I know he's technically... well, about as evil as we're going to get, aside from the Necromancer here. Here you go, Vin. You get to be a Terranite. You get to be on our front line! Congratulations on that. Well, that's totally a good job to have here. Anybody else want to be a unit? Because I can tell you right now, Evan's going to be one of them. There's one beefy wizard right there. Yes, everyone gets to be a zombie. Alright. Evan H. There we go. Smotal, you want to be a dude? Heaven's Fury, you want to be a dude? Or dudette? I'm not judging. Actually, does Sarah want to be one? Need some Lady Terror Knights in here. What do you think? Does she want to be one? How many guys are fighting up in the front line? There we go. Can both be at the front lines. But yeah, the AI seems very devastating at being able to use Terror Knights now, so that's pretty good. See, nobody else responded, so let's see. Do I wanna... Alright, you know what? If we're talking about somebody that's destructive and dark-colored, we're gonna go with one of the dogs that we had once. One of the dogs that we trained up. For lack of another name, since nobody wants to be like, yeah, put me on the front lines. I totally want to be there, and that's a safe place to be. Alright, there we go. I want to say I don't know if there's any other, like, female folks that watch this, but the only one that I know of was, like, Elxanthus, but I'm not sure if they're, I don't even know if they're still around. I think they might have gotten killed off so many times in the X-Div run that they just left. Okay. Let's go buy some rookie weapons. Okay, we got those. We got... Pick up one of them. And one of them. Alright. So I'm not actually going to give these guys casting abilities. So, you know what? Vin, tell me, for you two. You guys want axes, hammers, or swords? It's like the one time there's going to be that as an option. And one of y'all is going to wind up with a defender ring, just for the hell of it, I guess. Right, you guys need heavy armor. He's going to go heaviest of armor on everybody. Everybody that I can, anyway. Gonna give away a little bit of uniformity for that. I want. See, swords for Sarah. You'll go hammers. They don't call me the Iron Hammer. All right, fair enough. Fair enough. Oh crap! He can only use them all. Okay, well we gotta stick them. We gotta stick them in the back real quick. Gotta go run a quick training fight. I think that's fine. So let's go ahead and learn hammers for you. Let's go hammers and dark magic. And for the sake of making it easy to remember, we'll go swords on the ladies. Heavier stuff on the dudes. Now, there's nothing really to rank up in this first fight. Actually, wait a minute. Ladies... I'll probably use the swords. Actually, while I'm doing this, hang on, I got a call coming in real quick. So I'll be right back. Alright, upwards and onwards then. I think we have everything that we need for the time being. So, let's go ahead and go over here. So this one's a complete throwaway, basically. In fact, let's do one more thing here. Actually, wait. I just noticed I forgot to do this. Hello! I'm back. There's a face here again, and apparently people's like this thing. Or this sort of thing. It's kind of a weird thing to do. Alright. So I need to sell some stuff. I'm not going to be using a whole lot of this, I don't think. So let's sell this right back. Now I'm going to need Innervate. But Spirit Surge, no, I'm probably never going to use that. So, let's go over here. Definitely pick up Charm, definitely pick up Poison, definitely pick up Slow. Alright. Get rid of some of these bucklers. We're gonna need 4 more hauberks that I can't afford. Yeah, get rid of those short bows, we're not gonna be using them. There are some of those bronze there, get more of those swords, because again, not really using a whole lot of swords. Especially not for this team. Pick up a couple targes. Need them later. Get rid of some of those leathers. And go and pick up that slow finally, or whatever the hell that was. Yeah, slow. Next up, item-wise... Pick up some more mending leaves for sure. Some generalized healing items. I know I just bought some that I can't really use yet, but that's fine. Don't worry about it too much. Alright, then pick up a couple arbalests as well. Or at least one. So then we can put that arbalest over on Sarah. There we go. And I can go take this thing. Bam! All that range damage all of a sudden. Now, yeah, his armor options are garbage, though. Like, just in general. You can see, he's not very good at this stuff at all. But Circlet is there for accuracy, Bracers are there for crit percentage, and a little bit of extra damage. But he's going to be staying as far away as possible from the rest of the fight. Alright, let's go learn everything he can learn. So can't use that yet, can't use that yet. He can do Paralytic, and almost do Poison. I can learn Slow, weirdly enough. Why is Slow such a low-cost one? So we'll go up here. The random fights up here are pretty cheap, so that's fine. Now... Alright. I think what we're going to do is this. We're going to stick these two up in front. So the 2 ladies up front, and then we're going to stick 2 healers with them. Do we want to do that, though? No, I don't think so. No. Instead... Okay, let's give them this knight. That puts them 1 under, though. And then I guess, Vin, you can go ahead and join them as well. What do we actually give you to carry? You need some kind of weapon on you. There we go, you get a stick. Congratulations, Vin and Evan, you get sticks for the time being. It's close to a hammer or an axe, right? Excuse me? What are you barking at? Absolutely. These dogs, though. Alright, be right back again. Alrighty, moving on. So we need 2 more here to switch classes to some degree, so they can provide a little bit of support. I'm kind of thinking to do that whole Sarah and Canopus thing. I think for Canopus, I should be getting some Brave Marks right after this next fight. So switching him over to an Archer probably would be pretty alright. Got at least 1 short bow, 1 bow gun, so yeah, that's fine. That's what we're gonna do. These guys should spawn in at level 3, I believe. If stuff gets real bad, we'll just retreat them out of there. Otherwise, we should be... Oh, come on. Come on with that. Okay, apparently I have 1 mark too few. Alright. Then let's give you these, and let's give you... I guess a knife if I have it. No, that's already being used. Let's give it this buckler. Right. There's still 1 under, but that's fine. That should be just fine. Let's see how they do. Probably horribly. So, if all goes well, they should hopefully all decide to go attack 1. If they don't decide to team up on anything, then there's no way they can do this. Also, Voltaire got extra levels somehow? I have no idea how that happened. Okay, whatever. Either way, they're all melee. They all should have some pretty decent damage. We'll see how it goes. Alright. We got a bunch of casters right away. That's no good. Yeah, might have to go Time Mouth or something on this. Oh yeah, they're getting torn right the hell apart. Okay, going for those heals. So, because they're melee, they should normally not decide to heal unless... What are you doing? These dogs are weirdos, I swear. Anyway. So, they should generally decide not to heal unless they have absolutely nothing better to do. Alright. It's okay. So far so good. They're putting themselves in a better position, hopefully avoiding all those guys on the left. Hard to say for sure yet, though. Yeah, they all seem to want to go for that 1 level 5 on the right. They just want to see that caster gone. It's a solid choice. Not a whole lot of point of an evasive build if you're not going to evade there, buddy. Alright, she's going in. Okay, they've got 1 coming in with a maul. That's the problem. That's why I should have paid attention to that level 4 coming in. So we've got a couple characters capable of 2-shotting. Unfortunately, every time that they're below half health, these mend leaves are going to come in. It's fine for training fights, but it's I'm going to have to remember to sell mend leaves whenever we're not doing grind fights. I don't expect to do them that often, by the way. So it's pretty much just going to be Chapter 1. I don't really plan to implement Dragoons very much. Actually, in theory, it might not be a bad idea, because it would allow for having some casters on the team. So we'll see. We'll see. We might put some Dragoons in later. So if they can at least get a couple of them down, at least get level 2 on the TKs, that would really help out here. And they're getting some damage in. We're going to leave right before Canopus would bleed out. And then after that, we're just going to go to the next story fight, because they should be pretty well advantaged over that. One thing I should check is I think these guys actually spawn in with jewelry, don't they? No, they don't. Okay. Never mind then. I guess they don't. But there was an archer right in front of you. Why didn't... Whatever. That's funny. I just got an email that apparently somebody tried to log into my Patreon. I don't ever have anything on my Patreon. I tried it for a while. Then like 4 months in, it was like, you've got 0 views. Why would you think this would work? I would love it if websites were actually that snarky. But oh well. Unfortunately, they're not. Alright guys, if we could stop burning through all the medical supplies, maybe try to actually win this fight, that'd be fantastic. Yeah, we're no mending leaves. No more mending leaves for you guys. Got clerics for that, dang it. They could just take out that archer, that'd be great. It probably would be dead already if she hadn't decided to spend 2 turns healing instead. Like, these are the kinds of problems that we're going to run into here. The fact that they're trying to preserve themselves in really weird ways. So what's funny is that the enemy AI usually doesn't fall for that. But the player AI loves to fall for that. Alright. Jeez, Vin. Why is everybody dying? Everyone's falling over all over the place, dang it. I'm too busy freaking out on eating all these leaves. Not focusing on winning the fight. Alright. Sell all mend leaves. Okay. Got level 2 on the TKs. Now you might be saying, like, oh, you know, 1 level, what's that gonna matter? It won't. But it's 1 extra level on them, making them a little bit hard to kill. Alright. So, we're gonna leave all these guys back here. Actually, maybe up here. Then again, maybe I shouldn't have gone here, period. Dunno. I think what we're gonna do. We're gonna have the 2 ladies joining in the front line here. The knight is gonna be fine because he's tanky enough to just take it, and then we're gonna have 2 healers here. Sounds good. Sounds good, I think. Alright. So yeah, that should do the trick plenty well. The Amazons should just carve through their front line like nothing. The TKs can do a little bit of support in that regard. Everybody else can just kind of do whatever the hell it is they do. All they have to do is surround Grion and beat him a whole bunch. But more than likely, the way this is going to go is everybody's going to get trampled up in that middle area there. Amazons are probably going to carve through. TKs are probably going to take a few hits, especially from the casters. Probably sit there wasting all the healing supplies. At which point Ravenous will have cleared up the left flank there. And then once all said and done, it's pretty much just going to be Grion left, because all their frontliners, all their side guys, everybody tends to just get chewed up while Grion stays alive. Just how it always goes. He's almost always the last survivor. But yeah, since we have those early advantages here, we're pretty much going to have good evasion against everyone. Once we get into Chapter 2, they're actually going to start wearing proper equipment and everything, so the easy mode will be mostly over at that point. Alright, you use that range. Dang. Dang! She's deflecting my arrows with a fancy sword. Oh, that good coffee. Yeah, more than likely, with this run, I don't think it's actually going to be one of the ones that wins. Like, more than likely, I think the run will die I'm going to say either Zabos or... Well, okay, we're definitely going neutral for one thing. We're definitely going neutral route, because if we go for Chaos, or if we go for Law, we're going to wind up in the Volcano. And the neutral Volcano is the only one I can realistically see these guys winning. Because, like, for example, if we go for... Well, if we go for either of the other ones, we're just going to wind up in a situation where they're sitting there trying to figure out how Exorcism works 50 million times in a row, while a bunch more dragons keep spawning in. So that'll be a problem. That, and they probably won't ever finish any of them off. So we're going to have a... Oh, okay. Center just got knocked out. I should probably pull back the other one as well, because the whole point of this was to give them some experience. Alright. Rear guard for you, rear guard for you. And then I'll try to get somebody over to evacuate her. But yeah, we'll evac her in pretty short order. As long as one of them makes it out, we should see TKs going up to 4, which will give them access to Chain, which will basically make them tanks for the time being. Not to mention, it'll give them access to their first decent weapons. And that's realistically all we need. Hi, controls. Okay, that was weird. For some reason my controls died. On the flip side, how's this looking for damage? Just 24. Not worth it. Alright, you just do that then. Alright, good. He put himself right next to one of the heavy hitters. What I'm hoping is that Voltaire decides to take his axe to him, gets a breach, and then she can maybe do a nice, decent chunk of damage. Beautiful. Absolutely nothing accomplished. Alright. Come on, hit your 40%, please. Also, Chloe said rear guard. This is that thing I was talking about where you tell them rear guard and they're like, what? Protect their rear? You got it. Healer, I guess? Alright. This might not be the breakthrough I was hoping for here. Let's put him up there. Thankfully, they're so abysmally slow that there's still a decent chance we're going to be able to end the fight before they bleed out. Because, yeah, they're really, 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 really slow. Although, if they keep missing all their hits like this, then we're not really going to get anywhere. Most of their archers are getting taken out. Grion... Yeah, Grion's over there on the left, stuck in the swamp. Let's go zoom it out again so we have a better view. Alright, yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do, though. Alright. Yeah, you can go ahead and snipe this guy. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to have her go start pelting Grion. As soon as his health starts going down, they might suddenly decide to target him. But yeah, on a normal run, we'd usually be kind of early into Chapter 2 by now. Alright, you go ahead and snipe her, please. Oh, come on! What the hell with this accuracy? As they're just running around missing all their shots. I mean, he might be able to get a slow on him. He needs to get a little bit closer, though. Alright, that's all well and good. They want to attack that archer. Can you please hit Gurion now? It's like, this would be the moment to just surround him with all the Amazons and just have them beat the hell out of him. Instead of going for all the evasive units with their technically higher potential damage. AI, why are you so bad? Literally, their only thing is like, what is the highest score I can accomplish at the moment? So usually it's like, highest damage plus debuff. Alright, if we go here, we can at least finish off her, I think. No, we can't even do that. Alright, just keep sniping at him. Little by little. And don't worry, I'll get Sari evac. It'll just be a minute. Gotta get around to it. She's going around threatening him. Yeah, okay, that's fine. That never works, though. Alright. So let's get her out of here. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna get any experience for our TKs this time. Chloe over there is just gonna bleed out. But yeah, so they just lose one of their hearts if they bleed out. They need to get bled out 3 times to actually die. So, they're still around. Thankfully, though, despite how evasive they can be, Necromancers get this. So it's basically, if you've ever... Ah, crap, we were slightly off. Thought that still might have hit. So if you've ever played XCOM 2 Long War, there's an ability in that one called Clutch Shot, and that's basically what a Remnant is. It's just a 100% chance to hit move. Except I don't think it lowers damage. It's like Wither plus 100%. Should come to think of it, I probably should have used that on Grion so that we're getting better damage out of that. Alright, might as well go for this one then. Just so that whoever attacks next can just finish her. Yeah, I need to get kind of out of the mindset of playing normally. Okay, that's not good. Because we kind of need her for stuff. But yeah, expect regular losses. There's no way we're getting through fights without losses. Just the AI's too dumb for it. There's just an excited puppy chasing after whatever they can hit for the most damage. But that's what makes it interesting. We're going to try to build around that. Alright, I need... Come on, give me... Okay, he can't get stunned. I forgot that he had a fist and not a Or a hammer and not a fist. Fist would be better right now, but I have that on Canopus, who's not in this fight. I forgot to give my clerics their equipment, too. There's a lot that's gone wrong with this. But that's fine. We'll adjust, we'll improve. We'll get better. And eventually this run will make sense. Let's see, it should be about here. Or here, actually. Get cursed. Or withered. Actually, I'm not sure you can get withered. Let me see. Okay, he's got no defense against a wither. Why are you going for that one random archer? What the hell's that gonna do for you? Alright, who do we even have on the field still? We have 2 heavy hitters. We've got 1 healer. We've got 2 kind of low hitters. I guess we got 2 healers, don't we? Although one of them's more of like a healer attacker. No, leave it. Hey. You were supposed to stop, not learn that habit. Sit. Down. Now. Good boy. Yeah, so the guest puppy that we had for a little bit had that annoying barking habit, and I thought my dog here was teaching him to not do that, because he basically he's slowly stopping barking, and mine is slowly starting. It's like, dang it! Why can't you just both not do that? Alright, finish him. Yeah, TK is about to bleed out. Sorry, Chloe. I'm so sorry. That's fine. They're not dead yet. Give that a few fights. Again, I'm expecting pretty regular turnaround. That's why they're going to become zombies. So going to give everybody 2 lives. Once they exhaust those 2 lives, on their last one, I'm just going to revive them as a last resort, basically. Oh, crap. That's no good. Okay, he needs to get the hell out of there now. Yeah, he'll still be within range. By the way, sorry for the kind of flashing on the screen there. That's kind of rare. Oh! Oh, goody. Okay, boy, that's not great. So he can't even heal himself properly. If I go over here, I can take a little bit of a snipe at her. To do that, both the healers would be within range, should be able to patch them right up. Probably the way to go. Right. Alright, Donalto, what are you gonna do? He's just sticking himself in a dang box. Alright, decided to heal his leader, good call. Archer's mostly dealt with. No! Leave it! And barking and barking. Sorry about that. There we go, and that right there is why I want to have several of them with pikes down the road. outside is just trying to do his dang job. He's like, oh my god, what are we gonna do about this? Although I do hope he finishes up pretty soon. Alright, halfway down. And he's just in a box of himself. This guy's just making statues of himself all over the place. Alright. So yeah, the fight's in the bag at this point. I might as well just fast forward it. Like, there's nothing you can actually do to win. It's just a matter of time. Yep, everybody just needs to blink. Blink, blink, blink. Can't wait till we get to the actual fights. Because this right here is nothing. These ones don't even kind of matter. It's all just setup still. Yes. She's on here. You want to maybe finally nail that wither? Yes, no? Still no wither. I wonder if he's just randomly immune to wither. Just on account of being a leader, technically. It's possible. Alright, I'm done. Yeah, they needed more. They probably would have won with just maybe 2 or 3 more units. But that's fine. So yeah, there's the Peregrine marks. They used to be called Braid marks, I believe. Now I believe that gave him access to Charm, if I'm remembering correctly. No, that gave him access to Poison and Drain Heart. So actually, Drain Heart, yeah, that's probably our best anti-monster move right now. Because that should take like 100 off them. At least down the road, it's going to end up hitting for over 100. Because yeah, if you didn't know, Drain Heart in this mod is percentage-based, so they have a ton of health. So it's basically the best starting attack, for the most part. Alright, we need these TKs trained up, though. Man. This next fight will not be the one to do it either. Alright, first off, they need their defensive sets, so let's give them Targes. That's why I only picked up 2. I should have done this a little while ago. Basically, counter-poison monks are going to be a large chunk of this strategy. Counter-poison monks, these guys for accuracy, these guys for raw power, etc. But actually getting there is a little bit of an issue. So we'll do counter hit for the time being. We'll do augment light at some point, so she can use it. She can use it right now, in fact. Give you counter hits, give you augment. That'll make them heal slightly better as the game progresses. Alright, what else can we do? We can't do Vigorous yet. That'll be probably at the end of Chapter 1. The counter hit, very yes. Alright, and they also don't seem to be making use of trajectory, so I'm going to replace that with counter hit. At some point I'm also going to pick up a Squash. Oh, another reason I want to use the TKs is because of a situation like last time, where there were all those shadows around all over the place. So having TKs in place would allow for dispelling those and essentially turning them into a weapon of sorts. So if you didn't know, they will actually they can basically detonate those shadows. So it basically counts as like if they attacked every tile around one. So it's very handy. Can you use a better crossbow yet? No. Use any better equipment yet? No. Alright. Alright, Zaidmor's I'm going in with serious team, and then the first Balmusa fight I'm going with a non-serious team. So... Actually, yeah, let's stick Sarah in the back here. We'll leave one. Just leave one for now. Voltaire wasn't too useful last time, so we're gonna stick... I think her off on the side. Let's put you here. Alright. That should be good. That's probably good. So we just kind of need them to outlast for the most part right now. Like, would say Canopus here, but he's probably going to get torn apart. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. So kind of a weak front line, but we're just going to snip away, I think. Alright. Let's do this. Also, I'll be right back. Alrighty, back for a moment. Not turning the thing back on just yet, because it's going to be a bit of a minute still. A bit of a crazy moment and all that. Seeing if we actually got calmness subsiding and all that kind of thing. Or, I guess, calmness being achieved and all that kind of thing. Possibly not. There were lots of big hungries going around and lots of diapers to change. As you do. Alright, so main goal with this one, and this might end up being one of the... I think we'll just barely get through Chapter 1 today. Or, not today, but in this part. But basically, main goal of this one is just either to take either of the Griffins or Gamp himself down to critical. Given the high evasion of the Griffins, it's unlikely they're going to be able to hit him, but a couple good whacks would pretty much sort any of them out. The problem is they're almost always going to go for pretty much anything else, so we'll see. Like, if they decide to go for Mighty Strikes, they might go for the Griffins, because they would technically see higher damage numbers. I'm getting Vice around to the side here to see if he can start harassing their back line so that they can't heal anymore. Yeah, there we go. They're actually getting some decent hits in. Again, it would only take a couple good Mighty Strikes if they went for it, but it's unlikely that they will, and especially if we keep missing these high percentage shots. Because that would have been her dead right there. So, anyway, okay, it's looking... Stuff's looking calm. So I guess we can go ahead and pop this back on then. So, yeah, this is possible, I guess. Yeah, they might go for that one up front. Interesting. Okay, I didn't think they would actually attack with the claws. So, good. Oh, wow, they're actually... yeah, they're doing a good job of that Griffin, actually. I say actually several times. Yeah, if I can get Denim around, get a decent Airman snipe, that might actually be match right there. Yeah, I need to get him a better crossbow, I think. We'll do that at the start of Chapter 2. I got another store update at that point anyway. Like, he's just at the level to use the proper crossbow. As opposed to the stone bow or whatever the hell he's using right now. Is it still the stone bow? No, it's the regular crossbow. It's the arbalest or whatever the... Yeah, arbalest that Sarah has. Yeah, the stone bow is... I don't actually know if the stone bow is a thing anymore. Yeah, for anyone that's played the original, the stone bow was the second one that you would get. Where it was basically like a crossbow that shot little rocks instead of the actual crossbow bolts, which is weird because they had a projectile that looked like that, but then decided not to use it. Like, at one point I remember asking Rakes if he'd be able to use the rock projectile instead of the arrow one, but then apparently he would have had to change all of them to that particular projectile. So it's kind of weird that they decided to go for that little detail. And I think it was like the only crossbow with crushing damage or something like that. So through some shenanigans, you could potentially get some really good damage out of it. But again, just one of those random little details that it really didn't make sense to include in the original. Like, it seems like it added more complications by putting that detail in than like what he did here. Where it was just like, okay, make it something else. Why does it have to be something that doesn't make sense? Alright, so they're both empowered. Obda is the obvious target here, but will he fly away? That's the question. Oh, I guess it won't matter, actually. Yeah, first off, how much is your regular shot? 40%? Beautiful, that's a definite no. If you go for a drain, that's probably going to be like 20, yeah. If you go for a poison, what are the odds there? Okay, 100% plus damage on poison. Okay, yeah, that's probably the one to go for. Because Airman's probably going to do like 30? No, 40? Yeah, no. Poison Cloud is definitely the one to go for there. So yeah, Poison Cloud does a small amount of damage. It actually does quite a bit to any Beast-type characters. But then, yeah, that plus poison... Oh. Okay. I wasn't sure that would be enough to throw him into the Fight Ender, but I guess it wasn't. I guess it was. I expected to need at least a tick of poison for that. Alright. Now you guys get actual armor and actual equipment. So I guess we gotta go back to the store anyway, so let's go back there. Get rid of that, because we're not going to use it. Get rid of robes, because we're never going to use them. Get rid of leather gloves, because we're not going to use them. And get rid of all these shorts. Alright. So, 4 more hauberks. Do we have enough leggings? We got enough leggings. Let's see, we got their basic weapons. We should have the longs as well. We need 1 more longsword, actually. There we go. So the TKs get to exist now. So, what else skills do you have? Also, because I forgot to give them their skills, that might explain why they sucked so bad, actually. Because they weren't even paying attention to what they were doing. Oh, those are at 6, right? Well, poo. That's fine. At least they get leggings. And in fact, I might as well go get them defender rings now that I think about it. Nah, that might be too expensive. Yeah, it's gonna be too expensive to do it that way. Alright. Pick up another heavy, I have another maul. Could get 2 defenders if I wanted to. Alright, there you go, Mr. Iron Hammer. Let's see what we can learn skill-wise for them. Alright, Drainheart, we're gonna get pretty close down the line here. Yeah, I'm gonna get that. Just that for now. Just because it could potentially be very, very tide-turning if it happens. And in fact, if it's their only ability, then they'll probably end up using it more effectively. So yeah, that's all I'm gonna leave them with. Should be everything we need. Alright, so let's clear this out. I'm gonna need you. You're gonna be over here. Gonna need my 2 healers. And I can leave the 4 TKs up front. They're gonna be handling all of the front lining. Gonna send you in separately. And in fact, I might as well turn him back into his old class if we're going to do it that way. There we go. Yeah, that looks good. So yeah, 2 healers just for keeping everybody topped off. Technically 3 kind of direct fire ranged options, and then 4 charging right in there. So that should be good. I know, this run's going way slower than they usually do. So as I said before, the plan is to go neutral on this one, so we go Chaos for the first choice. So we basically abandon the thing, and then we rejoin them. Then, let's see, Living Corpse is when? 13? Not too far away from that. So no worries, mostly asleep, just trying to stay up 2 more hours. What you staying up 2 more hours for? Sleep is good. Yeah, I'm hoping this picks up to a more interesting degree once we get going here. This is one of those just unfortunate things where this early on there really isn't too much going on. It's literally just a bunch of straight fights. You don't really see a whole lot of need for flanking. You really don't see too many options in terms of the fancy things you can do, and especially the AI doesn't seem to be capable of using some of the buffs that would be very handy here. So that's always fun. Yeah, wow, he's actually really good at this. He's a pretty dang good necromancer. Alrighty. So I'm just gonna have him circle around the side. He's one of the few characters I can actually control. So, I'd like to have him doing something actually useful. See, I'd like to get back to a point where I can wake up when the sun comes up. I hate sleeping through the day. Why? I mean, get to feel all nice and warm and everything. I hate that. Hate that. That's why down the road we'll be streaming off of a Vita instead of using emulation. Should be able to use that overhead menu without any jank. All things in time, though. Yeah, let's pop more poison clouds out there, I think. Or not. Yeah, just probably alternate between these. Who's got the most health? This guy doesn't have the most health, but that's going to be a pretty decent chunk off him. So if you didn't know what Wither does, basically Wither reduces their max health. So if you're attacking something with higher health, that means your attack will do more. If you're attacking something with lower health, though, that also means that you can damage them while also causing them to be less likely to be healed. So whenever the AI decides to heal, it'll always go based off of the percentage of the bar that's remaining, with some exceptions, and that's the weird part. Like, if certain units, like for example a leader... Ooh, I think we might actually have a tornado. I'm hearing a tornado siren off in the background. But anyway... but yeah, certain units, like for example leaders and whatnot, they may end up taking priority despite having a bit more health. It's unclear when that actually happens, though. It seems almost like it's random or very, like, so oddly specific that it feels random. Not sure if that sound's coming through that whole, like... What's going on over there? It's all good. Oh, hey, they remember to use a skill before attacking. They always like to use them afterwards, when they're least useful. It's probably a mercy feature on the side of the game. In fact, you know, I hope whenever whenever Rakes figures out how to manipulate the AI to cause them to use their skills before they actually attack, like to do that consistently anyway, I'm really hoping that he'll make a second mod that's just like the vanilla version with only like nerfed bows and katanas, just to and then with that, just to see what it would feel like. 'Cause it's one of those ones I've wondered about a lot. It's like, how would that game be? Just like a few tiny tweaks. How hard? Like the vanilla version feels like it could be really, really difficult with just a few tiny tweaks. So it always made me kind of wonder. And almost every challenge run of it consists of first off banning longbows and one-handed katanas. So It's always that. Hello again, Mr. Cow. How you doing? How's it going over there in Emoji Land? Yeah, this is going to be the last fight for this moment. We're going to be following up pretty much after lunch as usual. So there we go. Let's get this guy out of the way, I think. Unless anyone's stacked up for a good poison? Nah, not really. Might as well just go for this. Because every time he uses this, he's getting his crossbow skill up. And I want him to have Brimstone Hail as soon as possible. You woke up again? Well, thank you for stopping by even while asleep. Greatly appreciate it. And welcome back to the Land of the Awake. Seems like everybody sleeps while watching this. Maybe I should go and categorize it under ASMR. If everyone's always falling asleep. And over here, we have somebody dying to laser beams. And over here, somebody's getting shanked real good. And that birdie just got skewered. Do you feel relaxed yet? Man, ASMR is one of the weirdest things. Just like, have people talking all sexy-like about little things, and except claim it isn't at all related to that somehow. That's totally why people find it relaxing. Usually, anyway. You know somebody gets off on that. Anywho, so you had a friend with insomnia who would leave Secret Man open in the Frostverse level so the music would help him sleep. Yeah, I can see that. And hell, I used to, when I was a kid, when I had the PC on in my room and all that, I would constantly leave music from Avalon playing, which of course would drive my brother nuts, and I'm pretty sure he regretted building that PC for me a couple times. Well, hell, more than a couple times. Because I would just sit there like blaring the boss music over and over. Or actually, no, then later on that got replaced by this, did anybody here, by any chance, have a Grand Eagle, like, in random car washes when they were kids? It's this guy named Ed Van Fleet that has this album called Grand Eagle. I'll put a link to it. Because it's fascinating. Like, there's the song called The Fire of Joy. I've heard that thing hundreds of times, and it just, I don't know, puts a smile on my face every time I hear it. So, let's see here. But yeah, I would literally have that album just on loop whenever I slept. Wow, I love how I put 90% of the name in and it still has no idea what I'm talking about. Alright, come on, tell me it wasn't copyrighted or something. No, it's right here. It's like, it's one of these ones where it was just some random, I think it was like a random Native American guy or some such that had gone and just made an album. There was a lot of that at the time. It was just like, hey, guess what, guys? I'm Native American, therefore I am super spiritual, therefore buy my album. And then you'd see like a billion of those. The 90s were a weird time. Let's see. Let's see. Don't post on video. Go to Dash Abode. I'm gonna play it a little bit risky to get a little bit of extra damage in because I want to finish up this fight. Huh, can people cancel their subscriptions? Apparently they can. Oh, by the way, it's !Amazon, if you want to try doing that whole Amazon Prime thingy. Like, or not Amazon Prime, Twitch Prime. Supposedly it gives you a free sub. I don't know, because so far nobody's been able to, like, test it. But if anybody knows, but yeah, there we go, there's that song. And perfect timing, too, because my laptop just died. Because I forgot to plug it in like a smart boy. Couldn't ask for better timing. I probably should have used Mighty Strike, then he would have been able to one-shot that archer. I think Canopus could have used that punch on somebody else. Alright. But yeah, supposedly that gives us up. Like I said, if anybody can confirm if it actually works for you, like I think you're supposed to like add a thing as soon as you join it or some such. I don't know. Like I think if it works anything like Audible, I assume you sign up for the thing, it gives you a credit, and then I think you use the credit for that, and or somebody more deserving, but whatever. Oh, you have one already? Yeah. No, I know that most folks here would already have one. I was just throwing it out there in case anyone wanted it. Like I know Mr. Cow mentioned a little while ago that he wanted to... Well, he got gifted subs. Supposedly that would help. Let's see, Vanilla Ice Song has an error. It calls Ralph the leader. What? What Vanilla Ice Song? Oh, wait a minute. Is that like a Ninja Turtles thing? Raphael is the leader. The rest there to admire all means. Well, okay. Whatever works. I remember there was like a death battle thing with the Ninja Turtles a while ago. That they were trying to use all this really, really inane stuff to try to determine how tactical everybody is. Alright, Spirit Surge. You'd think this chick would have given up already. I mean, we're not saying no, I'm just saying. Are you trying to cancel Audible as mess? I haven't had any issues with it. You just basically got to click the button that says no thanks, I'm done. And or just not resubscribe. I mean, I've been pretty happy with it so far. Alright, so Terror Knights unlocked their armor. So there we go. That's the end of Chapter 1. In which they're like, hey, would you like to genocide now? So we're gonna say no. No genocide, please. Nah. I mean, if your entire option is like, hey, the only way we can possibly do that is genocide, yeah, it's probably you probably should maybe go do something else. I think we passed the mark of not worth it at that point. But oh well. What did I just overwrite? I think I wrote overwrote the warrior file. That's what it was. All right. So, despite the fact that they're a bit underleveled, we're gonna still stick to the TKs for the front line for this fight because they're still gonna be about as heavy as the warriors, just like general bulk-wise. Not to mention they should have terrifying impact now, which should let them carve through like nobody's business. All right, fearful impact. No, that's some of them can use it. All right. Somehow it's only Sarah that can use it, and no idea why. She's apparently the scariest Terror Knight here. Anywho, so that'll be that for the moment. Gotta go double check that everybody's eating their lunch properly. Wait, looks like somebody must have freed themselves, dang. Maybe back in the day or something. Anywho, so I gotta get going. You guys have a good one, and I'll be back in about an hour. So take care. See you soon.